peruse of the Bad Dragon website.
I thought
I've never actually been.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
I thought you were gonna say when was the last time you took a good long shit, and I was gonna say earlier today. And I can fuck long shit, and I was gonna say earlier today.
You can hear yourself at the start of literally every stream.
No, that's not true. That's fake, and you're wrong. I've never.
Fake news. That's not true.
Yeah, that's what Big TF2 wants you to believe, but that's not actually correct.
That's what Big TF2 wants you to think. It's not true at all. Very bad. Very sad.
Also, yeah, I've never been to the Bad Dragon website except for one time in high school where someone showed it to me and I was like, that's gross, and they were like, what? Are you wait, you don't let what? And I was like, bro, it's just not. I don't care. People
are open right now.
I was never like a sex funny kind of guy in high school. The only part of like the sex funny like sphere I really enjoyed was like when people would say cum, because cum is just an inherently funny word. Other than that, I wasn't a huge fan of like the I say sex lol. That was like I was an immature idiot in middle school. In high school, we'd make those shitty jokes all the time. In middle school, I didn't even know what sex was.
Oh, we had like health class when we were like 12 years old, 13 years old. You know, this is a boy and this is a girl and this is where babies come from. That whole kind of song and dance.
Yeah.
And of course, once you tell a 13-year-old about dicks and balls, they go, penis, and that, you know, that's their whole life for the next 6 years.
Alan, was that your experience as well? Is that real?
No, we only had penis inspection day at my school.
Oh yeah, so I've heard. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh no.
You guys had that too.
No, not at the school. That sounds really weird, honestly.
I had scoliosis inspection.
What does that mean? What does he mean by this?
They inspected his scoliosis.
Well, no, they would like check your back to make sure that you weren't getting scoliosis.
As one does.
No, they don't. I'm serious. Like, I don't know if like elementary schools still do that, where they have like health checks on the kids. Like they check to make sure that you don't have like early signs of scoliosis. They make sure that your weight and height are all normal and healthy. Do they not do that anymore? Am I that old?
I've literally never heard of that, so I'm assuming they don't do that anymore.
Oh my god, I'm that old. Jesus.
Old man talks about scoliosis day.
Well, it just depends on where you are.
That's what they used to do in schools, is they would have health checks to make sure that you weren't getting fucked up.
I just can't.
Now we just let them get it.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Well, now now it's been turned entirely on the parents, and to be fair, parents really should be checking on their kids' health and not having this, and shouldn't have to rely on the schools to do that for them. But we would have like eyesight checks, hearing checks, scoliosis check, weight check, height check. You know, am I growing too fast? Am I growing too slow? And I was always growing too fast. I was fucking 6'3" by the time I was 12. I was
gonna say, aren't you like absurdly tall?
Yeah.
I was when I was editing earlier today. I was looking up an image because like the topic of the video is the whole playtime thing, and yeah. I'm not going to spoil. There's like an elongated bit that happens throughout the video that's like a funny joke. And I was looking up images of like 6 foot versus 5'11" memes for that joke. Oh yeah. And now I'm just picturing that, but it's you and me because I'm 5'11". And I just I mean
I got more than half a foot on you, so
oh shit. That's horrible.
Yeah, I'm 6'7", so I'm vertically challenged, as they say.
Hold on, I'm gonna send an image, and I want you to is this I'm gonna send an image. Hold on, I have to find it. It was like the image. It was like the image that here it is. That's me and you.
Yeah, that's literally me and you.
It's pretty great.
Oh God.
I don't know what the context for this image is, by the way. It looks.
I don't know what this manga is. I've never seen it.
I've never seen this either, but it's really this image is great. This image is great. Guys, height matters. I don't know what to tell you. Height matters in a lot of situations, such as basketball. I hate to break it to you guys, but height does matter.
Yeah, height is dating. Very true. Very true.
Hitting your head on door openings.
I have hit my head. I have hit my head on the doorway inside of my partner's house on like at least 3 times.
That's only because it's in Japan, though.
Dude. hold on. I gotta find this picture of me when I was in a Japanese hotel room. Let me show you the shit.
Yeah.
Like I took a selfie when it was my first time in Japan, and like my head was against the ceiling because of it was, like it was a typical business hotel, so the room was super small. I'll find it. Hold on. I have to wait for my laptop to fire up nice and slow. Piece of shit ThinkPad. Come on.
Oh my gosh, you and Alan have the same laptop. Holy shit.
I mean, ThinkPads are good. Like they're pretty robust. They're good for number crunching because I got one with a pretty decent processor and a good amount of memory. But man, is it slow as balls.
I
firing up.
I did research for my I taken like a cyberspace class this semester, and I had to like do a whole thing on like comparing a bunch of mid-range laptops with each other, and and one of them was a ThinkPad.
Yeah, here we go. So here, yeah, here's my fucking head against the ceiling in that hotel room. Like that's the doorway to the bathroom.
Can I show this picture on stream?
Yeah, you can show it. It's fucking it's a 6-year-old picture now, so it's me clean shaven with very long hair. But yeah, that was me.
It's kind of it's kind of cursed because I know what you look like now. This is like one of the most cursed images I've ever seen.
I know, it's the polar opposite. I have short hair and facial hair now. Yeah. So this looks a completely different person.
This looks like me without. It gives the same energy as me without facial hair. It's and short hair. Yeah. This is rough.
This country just wasn't built for people like you.
No.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Anyways, TF2 I hear is what we're talking about today. I hear through the grapevine.
TF2 YouTube.
TF2 YouTube, indeed.
And what happened to it?
What? Yeah, and what happened to it?
Not the
is
same
it okay?
anymore.
It might be, it might not be. I have it on good authority that it's changed. Yeah, no, we're gonna talk about a video called "What Happened to TF2 YouTube" by Dr. Derp Gamer. I know a friend from high school who still uses whose username is still also Derp Gamer, and I wish he were here.
Dude, honestly, like that's just such a baller name to have in 2024. Dr. Derp Gamer these days.
It's like postmodern. I respect it too. I respect it too. It's so fucking bad that it's good. Like the horseshoe theories around, and I love it.
He has a PhD in Derp Gaming. Dr. Derp Gamer.
I love whoever came up with the word. Isn't derp in like the Oxford Dictionary?
Oh yeah, I think it was eventually added. Yes.
Yes. That's humanity's greatest accomplishment.
Someone needs to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure they did add it.
Anyways, before we get into it, I have like a single important announcement to make, which is that I've been editing for 12 hours, but I did get the video done. Which means that at the end of this stream, everybody who's in the stream is going to get funneled into the premiere for the video that I finished, and then the video is going to release immediately after the stream. So if you want to see the video when it comes out, it's for those who aren't aware, it's about why your playtime, yes, your playtime doesn't matter, and you should shut the fuck up and stop talking about it.
I'm very curious how you're going to pose your arguments in this, and I'm very curious to see how people are going to take it, because I had brief conversations on my stream a couple times about the manner of playtime, and they're kind of in loose agreement with you, but we'll see what happens.
I'll spoil it a little bit. An entire section is basically like the UFR section, where I talk about specific people that we may or may not have covered before, and basically as an argument of people who with a lot of playtime say dumb things all the time. Oftentimes you can't tell what a person's playtime is by the stupid shit that they say, so it's best to just ignore it. There's like a explicit mention of UFR and a bunch of wonderful references that I threw in there, so I'm excited about that.
You do have a pretty good smoking gun with a few examples we've seen. That's for certain.
Oh gosh, I did deeper research into Shredded Nerd specifically.
Oh no!
And I found a pretty damning example of like just blatantly incorrect information that like hurts his entire argument in his aim down sights video.
Oh no!
And it's pretty bad. I'll just go ahead and talk about it. Have you guys played Titanfall?
I'm familiar with it, but I've not played it.
Yes.
So
Apex Legends.
Okay, so Titanfall, he claimed that in Titanfall, the aim down sights isn't justified because it requires you to stop moving in order to gain accuracy in a movement shooter. And the problem with that is that in Titanfall, you can use aim down sights when you're flying, and you get the same amount of accuracy, or jumping for that matter. And because Titanfall, a lot of its movement is aerial, that means that you're actually rewarded for having better movement with aim down sights and giving you better accuracy. So it completely fucks his entire argument, which is that aim down sights necessarily lowers the skill ceiling.
So basically, he told on himself and said, "I'm too trash to ADS while moving."
It's pretty bad. It's really, it's like, man, I'm excited about the video because I found a few little gems like that. I talk about a lot of specific people. Some of which chat will know, some of which I threw in because I know of them. But yeah. Anyways,
I'm excited. I'm excited for that video. I want to see it.
Stay tuned for that, everybody. It's gonna come out at the end of the
We
the
paid
show.
Zesty $500 for that endorsement.
Yeah, it was a worthwhile deal.
Alan's actually lowballing it. It was actually close to like 50K, but he wants to make it sound like it wasn't as bad of an investment as it was.
More than my current year's salary to advertise this next video. All right.
But anyways, also, sorry, minor thing. We are not going to finish the Big Citrus video. We were gonna do it last week, but Easter was like a thing, and everyone was busy.
Do we really need to?
We don't need to finish that video.
Do we really need to?
After random crits are in competitive mode, we don't need to finish the video. I don't think. I don't think it's necessary. I think we could just stop.
Levi, is your chat frozen again on stream?
No, it would no, it's not. No, never. Also, the what and PurpleColonel should be here at some point, I swear. But yeah. Anyways, let's you guys ready to hear about what happened to TF2 YouTube?
I'm ready.
Let's hear about it.
Let's get started.
I miss when TF2 videos were focused on the fun elements of the game rather than specific challenges.
That's kind of a throwback. First episode of UFR, we covered that video.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. That's, man, that video.
First seconds in, instant plug to subscribe when I've not seen a lick of your content.
First UFR episode, we covered that's, man, that video was rough. That was a rough. That video had ripple effects. Was
it Dane's hot take video?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that video had ripple effects in the community. It caused so much to happen. The takes in it were so questionable.
Very. I agree.
Very hot.
Yeah.
Do you remember the good old days at TF2 YouTube? Watching your favorite content creators take on the new update? Because I do.
Tough break. That was in 2015. Fuck. Why is that the good old days?
2015 was the good old days. Don't you remember Meet Your Match, Zesty? It was great.
It was like, the good old days is 2015. The game came out in 2007. There have been YouTube videos since 2009. God damn it!
No. It was
2015 is like nearly 10 years ago at this point.
We're 12 seconds in. I'm pissed.
Who, like, none of the current TF2 creators that, like, actively make content were around except for, like, Uncle Dane, right?
Very few. There are several who were around pre-2015, but not many. It's definitely a minority.
Yeah, like, most of the TF2 creators that are very prominent, like, was SolarLight around in 2015?
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Okay. Like, because, like, the What didn't start uploading until later. Fish didn't start uploading until later. You didn't start uploading until later. Like
No, I started uploading videos in 2018.
Yeah, so like TF2's like YouTube. I feel like TF2's YouTube, like, I don't know if you would call it a renaissance, but like I didn't start associating TF2 content with like quality content on YouTube until like, this is gonna sound really cringe when I say it, so just like prepare yourself because I know everyone's gonna disagree with me. But like Soundsmith, like when around the time Soundsmith blew up was when like I started hearing people be like, oh yeah, TF2 YouTube is where all the quality is. which is
Well, he was the first channel to really pop off and get huge, aside from Uncle Dane, right? Muzak was known for some time and also star in German, but they weren't known for quality. They were known for their person.
yeah,
Quality didn't start seeping in until those bigger names started making the rounds.
Yeah, Soundsmith was like the first, like, what we, I guess, like, modern TF2 YouTuber, which is a weird thing to say, but he was like the first, like, modern one to do really, really well statistically.
I kind of disagree. I think Dane really paved the way. He was the first one to really hammer out high quality video essays.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Even before Soundsmith did. Soundsmith kind of normalized the. I think he more normalized the mainstream feel of it all. But Dane was definitely one of the pioneers when it came to like the super high quality, informative video essays for TF2.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, we can keep going.
Sorry.
I got the
No worries.
tail end of it, but still, its legacy is etched not only into TF2, but YouTube.
What do you guys think of the blazer yellow shirt, yellow hat combination?
I feel like he might change outfits throughout the video.
That's my guess.
Well, I'm like, I'm talking like a fashion level, like, what do you think? You guys think blazer and shirts are a good thing or a bad thing?
It's I don't like it. It's not a good look.
I'm also not a huge fan of blazers and shirts.
Yeah, I mean, bad team recognition. Can't really tell which team this guy's on.
Yeah, it's a little harsh. You got the neon yellow and the black jacket.
Ace in the chat said it's the nostalgia critic fit.
That's it. Yeah, he's fucking nostalgia critic. Oh my god.
It's like Gen Z nostalgia critic because he got the bright yellow. That's.
You're right.
It matches his cup.
Yeah,
it does.
It does. Wow, that's like.
He has his name. He has his branding on it too. See.
Yeah, he got a cup with Dr. Derp Gamer on it. That's kind of crazy.
It goes so hard.
That's actually amazing. Holy shit.
As a whole. Hello, everybody. How's your day going? Because it's about to get better. My name's Dr. Derp Gamer, and we've all seen the videos on how TF2.
That's a lot of. Oh, gee. Sorry. I want to go back to at least pause on a frame of that. Sorry.
As a whole. Hello, everybody. How's your day going? Because it's about to get better. My name's Dr. Derp Gamer, and we've all seen the video.
Oh, there's Muselks. I don't recognize most
Mr.
of these.
Paladin.
On how
Yeah, he's citing examples of like, oh, TF2 is gonna live forever. These are all videos.
TF2 will never die, and I don't want to bore you with that same spiel. Instead, I want to talk about the content creation surrounding the game, as it's really unique and quite fascinating. We'll be going over TF2's history, where it's currently at, and what I think its fate will be. So strap in, one and all, for an awe-inspiring story about a hat-based...
Why would you... Like, if you're making this video, why would you have half of your audio recorded where your mouth is, like, really close to the microphone, and then the other half where it's recorded all the way over here?
He's just going for the gimmick of different camera angles, and it didn't work in his favor.
Also, chat, I cannot... Hold on. I can try and turn up the audio of the video by, like, a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. It looks like what he did is he recorded the same script just in two different positions and then clipped them and then cut them together.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wouldn't you want to put your microphone the same distance away from your face in both clips?
Definitely an afterthought. Definitely an afterthought on his part.
What were you saying, Alan?
There's a way to do it to not have the audio issues, but you know.
Okay.
You need to be a soundsmith for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No way. Hey, Soundsmith does have like excellent audio though. Like
it's in his name.
Yeah, it'd be horrible if he didn't. But like the audio stuff in his videos is really cool. Anyway.
For the record,
yeah,
I kind of liked that splash effect with the thumbnails.
I also did. I just I wish It doesn't do a good job at conveying information because I had no idea what I was looking at. That's my only criticism.
I agree.
Shooter game that's nearly old enough to vote. This is what happened to TF2 YouTube.
Please add drop shadows to your text. My God.
Yeah.
Team Fortress to release two.
I would have let it linger probably. If we're given like a YouTube criticism, that's a YouTube criticism. I would have let that linger.
2 years after YouTube did, with the earliest video that I can find being 17 years old as of 2023, and the early days of content really show how simple the game used to be. With neither TF2 or YouTube having established itself, it really shows. There was hardly any commentary or editing. Most of the videos were just people showcasing the new Valve game, until Meet the Heavy came out, and it didn't actually change a whole lot. See, this was a time where there were numerous...
My brain...
I'm kind of wondering what the purpose of the video is right now. I guess he's just gonna literally tell us the types of videos people were making, and what was around back then. And is there gonna be any, like, I wonder how long we're gonna have to wait for a purpose or something interesting.
Any amount of time between 0 to 30 minutes.
Oh, no, don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. That makes me sad.
I'm sure he's just going through like a brief history of the...
I'm sure this is a brief history. It can't surely...
Yeah, I don't think he spends too much time on like each... I mean, he divides them up into like eras.
Well, yeah.
So, I don't think he...
No person in chat, Meet the Heavy did not come out before the game, to my knowledge. Pretty sure it came out afterwards. Zesty, that'd be a you question, I think.
It was the first Meet the video that came out.
Yeah, it came out after the game, right?
It was uploaded after the game launched, yes.
Okay.
Updates made by Valve, but not a lot of content was made about them, as mechanically they were interesting updates, but the world was just starting to...
Okay, fuck. Can't do this
shit.
I'm losing it. Holy shit. Oh gosh. Okay. Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
What?
What exactly?
He changed the music in like mid cut, and it fucking sent me into like a frenzy.
I didn't even notice it. Hold on. I put my other earbud in.
He goes from the medic song to the engineer song.
See, this was a time where there were numerous updates made by Valve, but not a lot of content was made about them, as mechanically they were interesting updates.
Oh yeah, he did.
And then like he started talking like mechanically they're really interesting, and I just like
It does kind of feel like we're just watching two different videos. I mean, it's just two different like two different takes, but like you could just keep the same background music. I don't really get that. Unless he's recording the background music at the same time as he's recording the audio.
I don't.
But I doubt it.
So what's interesting is that he's like, I don't know if he's complaining or if he's just observing that, like, oh yeah, this is like the content really wasn't of any substance, but that's just because the nature of content creation was still in its infancy and it wasn't a business yet. So of course people were just filming what they would otherwise normally do and not try to put a unique spin on it to make it like a TV show or something that's engaging over anything else you'd normally do.
I wonder if the music change is because he made two separate videos, edited them separately, and then cut them together.
I think he did.
Which, if this person happens to see this, don't do that. That's not a good idea because
maybe not.
There's a lack there's a lack of cohesion if you did do that. And if you
not because the Meet the Engineer music started as soon as the cut happened, like from the beginning of the song.
But this is the first. You might be right. Actually, that might be. I don't know.
So while he did definitely record two of the same take with different angles, I think he just fucked up with the music.
Also, chat, press 1 in chat if this guy looks like Bo Burnham. Thanks.
The world was just starting to be developed. And to be fair, it's not like there was a bustling audience for it. It was still locked behind a $20 paywall, and YouTube was at the part of its life where Nyan Cat was its most viewed video. Most computers...
He said Nyan Cat, which makes
Nyan.
me sad.
Nyan. It's Nyan.
Nyan Cat.
12. Can we get a nya from Lucid?
No, we can't. We're not doing this again.
Please.
No.
Oh no.
No, not again.
Looked like this, and content creation tools were far harder to come by. But all of that was set...
What was it, like Sony Vegas? Adobe Premiere didn't exist yet, right?
Yeah.
No, it did. It was just primitive.
Okay.
It was basically Sony Vegas, and you go on the high seas to get it.
The high seas.
...to change in 1 year.
Oh, it's so loud. Oh my god.
Not quiet.
Dude, mix your audio. Jesus.
Balance your audio. This is the first time we've come across someone who didn't balance their audio well. This is, which is shocking to me because I feel like this should have happened before. Chat, PSA, balance your audio. We're gonna turn it down for this part. Sound mixing is my passion.
He just leaves it that way. He runs it for so long.
We're just watching Meet the Medic. This is so awesome. I love this video.
This is my favorite part of the video.
Australian age. Cute.
Yeah.
TF2 was now free to play, which, yeah, we now take this for granted, but this single decision launched TF2 out of this world. With it being such a big deal, the video announcing it, Meet the Medic, is Valve's most viewed video by far. With nearly the
Is that it? Did they announce?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's news to me. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Also, objectively, Meet the Medic is like the best Meet the Team video. It's
Banger
so good.
video.
It's probably the best, but it's not my favorite. I prefer Meet the Engineer.
Meet the Engineer is just good, but it probably conveys like a character or the personality of the Merc extremely well.
Yeah. What? I don't know what.
So Richter's like seething in the chat.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Richter is seething in the chat because he says that this is the Australian age. I think so, Richter. I think he's referring to the YouTube videos and not the game itself.
When would you guys say is the game's golden age? That's because I'm not sure either.
Today, maybe.
Like pre-2014. Anything before 2014 was probably the game's golden age. Anything after that is when the game started going to shit.
I'd probably agree.
2020.
Yeah, 2020, dude. Yeah.
Bro, the game's now better now than it ever has been. What are you talking?
Dude, I love it. That's it. Fucking.
Yes. Yes. 2025 will be the golden age. For TF2.
It can only go up from here, bro. The game will never die.
Here, boys.
2070 will be the best year for TF2.
Dude,
Things
I'm gonna
only
be
ever
fucking-
get better.
I'm gonna
The
be
world will have
78
ended by that
years old,
point.
still rocket jumping. I can't wait.
population of Germany as its view count, the next most viewed video is...
What a wild pull for like the number you needed to compare the views to.
I think
Well,
it's
Germany.
It's a clever
Medic
idea.
is German.
Oh, shit. That's actually way cooler than I thought it was. Never mind, we can move on.
Genius.
No, I think I'm just tired, bro.
I know. I think it's cute. I think this is something that I'm working on for my video right now. Is a lot of people have a hard time perceiving a number on a screen.
Oh yeah,
and they go, they see 85 million, like, oh yeah, 85 million. That's a lot. But they don't have like a physical representation of what 85 million represents. Then you compare that to the population of an entire fucking country. It's like, oh, that is a lot.
Oh yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah, I agree.
More people need to do that if you're trying to convey a number. Well, yeah, if you're trying to convey a number is like an important piece of information.
I always try to tell people just like picture that amount of people in a room.
You can't.
Well, no, like
enough.
well, no, yeah. That's then when you're like, oh well, there's no room big enough. It's like, okay, so the room is Germany. Like that. That's where it goes.
Which has 30 million less views. And speaking of the other...
Meet the Spy is not the best TF2 short.
Second place, I think. I put it second place easily.
I kind of like Meet the Pyro more. Yeah, that's just me.
I think Zesty hates Meet the Pyro because of its effect. Meet the Pyro is to Zesty what the Industrial Revolution was to the Unabomber.
No, I like Meet the Pyro also. I just think it's the least TF2 of the Meet the Team videos.
I bet I could have told you that was your opinion. You didn't have to say anything.
Yeah,
It has copyrighted
that's
music
my-
actually, so maybe Meet the Spy is better.
It is
Yeah,
copyrighted.
the whole the do you believe in magic bit is a little corny. It didn't. Yeah.
Also, when he screenshotted this, you should have cropped the image better. Just throwing that out there. This is a weird.
Or you could have taken 2 seconds in Photoshop and remade it yourself to make it look all that much better. But that's just me.
Hey, maybe he doesn't have Photoshop. Okay, are you poor shaming this guy? Are you
No,
poor
use
shaming
GIMP.
Dr. Derp Gamer right
He
now?
really
you can use
didn't.
GIMP. You can use GIMP. GIMP is free.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, I can't believe you.
Meet the team...
Why are you so freaking poor? You can't afford it, Toby. $70 a month. You can't fucking you can't use Photoshop. You don't want to pay our big daddy Adobe, big dick fucker, $39 an hour to use their programs that crash every 2 seconds.
Why,
What are you, poor?
Why is Half-Life Alex there?
I don't know.
Well,
Was it?
It's Valve's. It's Valve's channel.
Was it announced
Sorted
that
by
it was announced 15 years ago? What?
No,
It's
it's
sorted by
sorted by
most
popular.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, I was gonna say if it's like there's no way. Oh yeah, because I missed Counter-Strike at the top right. Now you're right.
YouTube, with the only thing competing being the trailer for CS:GO, one of the most famous games of all time. This marketing change completely shifted
Shut up, dude.
the audience, opening the gates for a much more fun, casual, laid-back approach to the game, and broadening the audience along with it. Wait,
Was it not that way to begin with?
He broadened the audience. Do you guys?
He did. Also, when he said that it shifted, he shifted.
That's
Wait, can you so rewind that back? I want to hear what he said again about it being a casual audience.
get a load of this guy wanting to hear what he said.
for CS:GO, one of the most famous games of all time. This marketing change completely shifted the audience, opening the gates for a much more fun, casual, laid-back approach to the game, and broadening the
It was on
audience
launch. Why would making it go free to play suddenly change the purpose of the game and how people approached it? Just because the game is free doesn't change how people engage with it.
Yes.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Yes.
It's always been that way.
I agree. Sorry, I got distracted because someone said that it's ironic that I'm criticizing other people's videos while using a minimal style, and I have no idea what they mean. Sorry.
I know. I that bothers me that like people always people think that TF2 has been anything other than a casual come and go as you please laid back experience, and people trying to paint TF2 as being anything other than that, I think, need to be tarred and feathered.
What? I hope. Surely he doesn't mean.
Of course,
He's
I'm being
Guys,
facetious.
Guys, make
but
sure you clip that and send it. Put it on Twitter. Tag Zesty. Be like, wow.
he literally wants to kill me.
He's literally
Literally killing us! Oh my god! Somebody save us from this fucking demon!
He's gonna tar and feather me in the streets.
He's gonna strip me in my sensual body naked and tar and feather me in the street!
Why is it sensual? Why is
I'm just trying to make it as weird as
Does he
possible.
sound like that?
Also, yes, I agree that making the game free doesn't change the way players interact with it.
Yeah, it's a very silly thing to say.
I guess it does on a very micro level, because in the sense that like free-to-play players and pay-to-play players are now different, so now in-game people will treat them differently. But that's like a microcosm, not like a huge deal.
No, yeah, and that kind of goes back to what your video is going to be about. And does playtime matter? Like if you're an old head or if you're a newer guy, does it matter?
What do you think, PurpleColonel?
I don't know.
That's so true.
I think.
So true.
Hello, Mr.
So
Call.
true.
Hello.
Welcome, PurpleColonel.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Hello.
I'm glad you're here too. It was sad that you didn't get to experience Big Sisters with the rest of us. Why did? No, stop that.
It was unfortunate.
It was, but we are glad to have you here today, to talk about what happened to TF2 YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
Did I fuck it up? Okay, am I able to control this watch together thing? Did I fuck it up?
Yes, you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone can pause at any time to deliver any commentary they please.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought it was.
No, it's yeah. You can pause.
It's just whoever hosted the thing.
No, everyone can pause. So that way, if you guys hear anything objectionable, you can pause it, or interesting.
Okay. Right.
Make sure to use the thing in the bottom left. If you click the screen itself, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Nagi Mori in chat said, "Why does this guy look like a mix between the Nostalgia Critic and Stop?"
I know.
That's really on point. That's really on point.
What's that fucking?
That is, yeah.
What's the fucking monkey and the guy with the yellow hat?
The Curious George.
Yeah, it's the guy who does a Curious George's handler. He's got that. He's got that getup right now.
Wait, has he been changing hats throughout the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. Because Team Fortress 2. That's pretty funny.
Oh.
It's a game about hats, you know.
I thought he just liked hats.
I also thought he just liked hats.
Could be.
Maybe
I'm reading too much into it.
With YouTube as well having a considerably stronger footing, with gaming in particular really starting to take off. TF2's broad audience, from being Valve's premier online game that was now free to play, as well as light, goofy nature, was fertile ground for someone to show up and make an audience with. And well,
hello everybody. I'm gonna.
Jerma. It's Jerma, guys. Yes, there he is.
I'm so happy that Jerma's here, man. This is the best part of the video aside from Meet the Medic.
Right here. My name is
Germa985 made his first ever video playing TF2 in 2012, quickly defining himself with wacky.
Why did you you could have put the text under the...
Just re-record it also. It's like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Re-record that line and cut it in.
Commentaries. And I know that Star and Sin.
Why? Why did you do it? Why'd you do that?
It's a lot more noticeable when you cut in the middle of a word.
Yeah.
Well, no, re-record the line. Like,
no, when he did the cut there, he cut it like between takes, but in the middle of a word.
This guy was in a J-Schlatt video? I feel like chat's feeding me false information. I don't believe you.
Gaslighting you.
Germa?
No, not No.
introduce myself.
Surely it's not Germa.
Right here. My name is
Germa985 made his first ever video playing TF2 in 2012, quickly defining himself with wacky, goofy commentaries. And I know that Star and Sin both made content before him, but I'd be willing to say that Germa was the quintessential TF2 YouTuber.
Do you guys agree? I wasn't around.
Yeah, he was definitely like one of the biggest TF2 primary only. Like I got my words fucked up there. He was one of the first TF2 channels to kind of pop off and get really big, like where he only and mostly did TF2 videos.
I agree.
Other big channels were playing TF2, but weren't primarily playing TF2.
Oh, okay, I can understand the differentiation. Also, person in chat, yes, Sin is still around. I use his gameplay in some of my videos, but I do credit him in the description. Yeah.
Wasn't flashy, he didn't have great editing, and he was no...
I did not know that Sin was that old, for the record.
Editing,
yeah, he's been around for a long time.
He was no god gamer, but that was kind of standard for YouTube at the time. Series like Mail Mondays dominated the platform, with everybody making their own COD commentaries, from Mr. Beast to PewDiePie to Moist Critical and J-Schlatt. Everybody wanted in on it. But
you need to not edit in the video. You need to not have the audio of other videos over you're talking like that. That's really bad. And like it yanks me away from what you're saying and puts my focus on what the video you're showing on screen, which is what you shouldn't do.
I'm trying to like figure out whether or not like my inability to follow what he's saying is because I'm tired or because it's because of the video.
No, it's absolutely his editing. Like if you just rewind it again and try to listen to what he's saying when he throws those other people's videos over what he's saying.
I heard what he said, and I was trying to figure out how to comment, because what he said was, a series like Mail Mondays were around, which is a COD thing, and it was just like, he didn't connect it to TF2 because he said.
Well, I mean, I think
he was he was trying to say like because they had Germa didn't have to be really good at the game because different series like these other series for COD were popping off, so it wasn't required for you to be super good at the game at that time in YouTube's history. I think that's what he was saying.
There was a much weaker focus, or rather there was not. It was a more. I cannot find my words today. Jesus Christ. There was a much bigger focus on normal people playing the game rather than something like competitive esports. They had not gotten that big on the scene yet, and so people were more interested in just normal gameplay and normal people. And so eventually there's a much greater focus and he'll probably get to it, like a much greater focus and shift on competitive play and like better, stronger, faster gamers, right?
Yeah, which is true.
This is well before that time.
Yeah, which is true. I feel like this is like a more nuanced YouTube thing to learn, but so I understand why it's not like here. But I think you have to make sure when you are trying to emphasize a point that you will elaborate on later, or that will be continuous through your video. You have to emphasize it in some way.
Yes,
you can't, because I barely understood what he just said because he spoke really fast and he kind of ran through it, and the editing doesn't help. And you want to make sure you emphasize that if it's going to be like a running theme in your video.
No. So there's someone in your chat, of course, like, throws out a facetious comment. Yes, it triggers me. It's like, my handbook, something wrong, blame competitive. No, I actually watched a very interesting video not too long ago about a guy kind of describing why Twitch channels and YouTube channels really exploded over the past few years. And it's because there's been a greater and greater focus on monetizing the experience of watching someone who is good at a video game be good at a video game. And when esports started proliferating and getting insanely popular, you had this insane rat race of people trying to get better and better and better in order to make a career out of it.
Yes.
And if you go and look at like the top Twitch channels for most games, it's going to be someone who is good at the game. Because most people, let's face it, and I'm not including myself in this lump, most people are not interesting to listen to. Very few people have an engaging enough of a personality to be genuinely enjoyable to watch. Germa being one of them. That's why he didn't need to be good at editing. That's why he didn't need to put any kind of unique spin, because he himself is very entertaining. But when you have people realizing that they don't need to be inherently entertaining, they just need to be good at games, then they can just grind that for a career. And so naturally, as the years went on and esports got bigger, people started focusing on that more. And so you see YouTube steering away from the unique individual personality and more towards people just being good at a game.
Yeah.
But of course, that's now starting to turn back over on its head because people realize that esports sucks and people are now going back to just having fun. It really peaked around 2021, 2022, and now it's kind of been tapering off.
I think that the best creators, though, were always the ones, or I shouldn't say the best, but the most prolific creators in my mind were always the ones that were either both good and entertaining, or like just entertaining, and like
oh, absolutely.
Like, those were the ones that had like really like real staying power, and that was something that when like I was like coming up studying YouTube and like looking at it, because I like looking at it critically. Before I was a YouTuber, that was like something I noticed, was that people who were prolific for being good at something wouldn't stay prolific or wouldn't stay well known or renowned unless they could also be entertaining and brand themselves. Weirdly enough, the same thing kind of happens in battle rap, which I know this is a wild comparison, but like the people that are often considered like the greatest battle rappers or the most acclaimed are the ones that know how to brand themselves as a specific thing, or with a specific style. And the ones that don't do that usually are the ones that get forgotten or aren't talked about, or anything like that. So.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you need to make a very unique and specific image of yourself that people keep coming back for. And someone said in your chat, let me scroll up and read exactly what he said, that charisma can be a skill to be learned and not just a talent. Absolutely. You can definitely manufacture a personality or manufacture a style to your content or how you deliver yourself to make yourself entertaining and more engaging. And you see tons of people doing that on YouTube right now, primarily in like kids content.
Yeah.
And that works.
Yeah.
But eventually those all fade out because as you get older, people can very quickly pick up on who's being genuine and who's being not.
Yes.
And so the ones that last the longest are those who are just naturally and genuinely charismatic and also good at the game and also good at editing, right? It's better to be a jack of all trades in that regard. But typically the ones that rise to the top are entertaining inherently first, and then everything else comes second.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I would agree.
I think that must contribute at least a little to sort of the idea that nowadays, if you make TF2 content, you're kind of just trapped in it forever, which I think is partially out of like laziness and inability to move on to more content. But I think part of it must be like, yeah, if you're going to be one of these creators who's only really good at the game, and then you try to play like another game, well, no one's watching for your abilities or for your no one's watching for your personality anyway. So it would.
No, yeah, and you're absolutely correct. Where you have channels that establish themselves at being good at the video game, right? And there are a lot of TF2 channels that do that, or they specifically talk and teach people how to play the video game. And then you have others that are more personality focused, and that's why people like Germa were able to get away from TF2 because they're so naturally entertaining that most people, by the time he got to that point, were around for him and not the video game. And ultimately, I think I also agree that it amounts to laziness. That you can definitely branch out of, your current stem of content, but also I think it's just a nature of YouTube where like if you come to a channel for videos about, I don't know, how to raise chickens, and then all of a sudden they upload a video on how to make coffee, well, it's not what you're there for. You're not going to watch a video about how to make coffee from a video about, from a channel where you're being taught how to raise chickens.
Yeah. Unless you're there at the channel for the person and not because
exactly.
you're wanting there to how to raise chickens,
Exactly, yeah. And if you get into a more and more, like the more specificity you have with your type of content, the more likely that it's leaning on what the content is and not the person. Generally speaking. Of course, it's a very loose generalization, but that's a very common thread and trend on YouTube.
Yeah, and for the record, just to tie it back to the video we're watching, I would say that this guy has people are like commenting like, oh, this is a Gen Z editing or whatever. This guy's doing a better job at branding himself and making me remember him than like most YouTubers I know. So that's
oh my god, yeah,
like
he's got balls, dude. He already has more balls than 90% of YouTubers by putting himself and his actual face and his actual voice in front of a camera to do the legwork. Most people are way too afraid to do that and would much prefer to have some other video or audio to do the work for them. So this guy I already give massive props for being able to have the balls to put himself in front of that camera.
Well, yeah, like I feel like even regardless of like the take or whatever take that this is going to end up being, because it certainly will be one eventually, like we're gonna remember this guy over like most of the other people we've covered.
Absolutely.
Just simply because like look at him, you know, like yeah,
absolutely.
You know. Anyways, yeah.
And his name is Dr. Derp Gamer.
That's the other one.
Sticks in your head.
His name is Dr.
Excuse
Derp
me,
Gamer.
can we watch the video? Listen, you're new here probably. You don't know how this works.
Yeah. We
Someone link this guy the video so we can watch it.
Yeah, that sounds like a moderator thing. For whoever.
Sorry, Lucid. I don't mean to scold your audience.
No, you can scold my audience. I don't care.
Well, sign me up. Here we go.
They like it. It's fine.
Gamer, but that was kind of standard for YouTube at the time. Series like Mail Mondays dominated the platform, with everybody making their own COD commentaries, from Mr. Beast to PewDiePie to Moist Critical and Jay Schlatt. Everybody wanted in on it. But oh boy, did Valve give this new audience a whole lot to feast on, from multiple major updates that happen every single year that kept the game mechanically diverse, as well as animations and comics that deepen the character and world.
I'm sure you love that, Zesty. Don't you love that? I'm sure you loved that. I'm sure you love that he mentioned the comics. It's your favorite part of the game.
Well, I mean, he's referencing things for people to make videos about, right? He's referencing sources for topics, which is fine.
Who the fuck made videos about the comics, like when they came out?
Just a lot of people did. A lot of people, and even now, keep making videos about the comics. They're not like super popular videos, but they definitely made videos about them.
I have never seen a video about the TF2 comics ever, like in my record. Otherwise.
Like Squim Jim does his like history of TF2 mercenaries, and those go pretty in depth in the comics about like, you know, because that is where most of the lore for the characters comes from, I think.
I did not know this. Interesting.
Also, just a bit of visual critique on the video. Something that really you should not do is have the focal point of your video being whipped around the screen. If you're wanting to show the audience something, keep yourself and what it is you're trying to show them stable and in the middle or near the middle where you want the eyes to be directed to. Don't have a bunch of stuff flashing and moving around the screen. Otherwise, people's eyes are going to be darting around and will have no idea what to look at.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it overall makes for a very distracting edit.
Well, that's the whole idea, is that it's look at all this content whipping around your screen and whatever, you know. That's the editing helping with the story he's trying to tell, even if it is less readable.
Well, true, but you can definitely still convey like there's a volume of content without making it an eyesore.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Diverse, as well as animations and comics that deepen the character and world, not to mention the multiple new game modes, most notably of which MVM, which would eventually see the introduction of Australians that boosted the economy tremendously. But out of everything that happened in 2012, the most important thing was the release of Meet the Pyro, as it...
Can we take a guess of where he's going? Because I am what?
I think, well, again, I think he's just referring to the types of videos people were making at the time and like where people were pulling the sources from for their topics. The sources of their topic.
No, but I'm asking, like, what is Meet the Pyro? Like, what is it? What's the thing gonna be?
Well, he's going to compare the one Pyro update to the Jungle Inferno update later on, I think, because it's a pretty direct kind of comparison since that was like the last update.
We'll see.
What do you think is going to be Zesty?
I think he's just going to now reference another blossom of content. But we'll see.
I'm going to go with SFM. I think.
Oh, that's right. That's Source Filmmaker was released, so yeah, you're gonna get more videos. Well, he didn't even mention Gary's Mod videos, which were happening years before this point, also. But whatever.
Marked the end of the Meet the Team series, and with it, Valve decided to release the animation software that they used to make the animation.
Good read.
Source Filmmaker, and of course, it was free. It cannot be overstated how important this was for the community. I mean, even now, very few games can compete with TF2's mechanics.
No, No,
I don't know.
That's no, because I use this video as well. Ah, fuck. Ah, shit. I know this video. It's an old rocket jump montage. It might have been. I know it's a community compilation that Muselk made. There we go. I figured it out.
There you go.
When you
He's
throw
got
on
to put
an
in who
anime,
these videos are from.
What'd you say?
He's got to credit these people who's taking the videos from. You got
I
to
think
put.
there's
I think he
pretty
does in the
extensive
descriptions.
credit in the description.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see.
Well, then you don't know who it is.
Yeah, he does.
Which
He
one?
does.
Oh, well.
I think if you put the videos in the description, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
software
Well, for credit, yeah.
It's
Sorry.
free to use, decently easy to learn, and completely based in TF2. Now you're simply on another level. Before SFM released, considerably less animations were made, as the next best thing was Blender, which
Gary's mod.
No, Gary's mod, dude. Come on.
Gary's mod. Who the yeah?
I think he talks about Gary's mod in a second, or I could be
This
wrong.
is hideous Gmod erasure. That's fucked up.
no. Or Gary's Mod.
Thank you.
Which,
Ah,
while
okay.
being an incredibly versatile sandbox game, it's also noticeably not an animation software. That's not
Oh,
saying
little-
people didn't make TF2
keep going.
animations with Gary's Mod. As a matter of fact, one of the most famous TF2 animations was made predominantly in Gary's Mod. I'm talking, of course, of the beloved
Team
Team
Fabulous, yep.
Fabulous 2. Made February 22nd by the legendary Ketty0706. This Gary's Mod animation was stupid, illogical, really random, and
The audio
Dude,
mixing.
please mix your audio. God.
Mix your audio, please. I would wish I could hear what you were saying. I'm sure it's very insightful.
crude, but so much fun. I'd be willing to say, despite not being the first Gmod animation,
Eh.
I'm sorry. I'm a little in awe because I've never seen the video in the top left, and it looks like
You've not seen this?
no. That's it. Just,
Oh, dude.
like yeah. Sometimes I'm like I'm reminded of YouTube history, and I just forget that like the YouTube used to be like mostly videos like that. That's wild.
Yeah.
or, you know, the biggest, this was the
No.
No, what he had to. You
It
can't.
wasn't. I don't think that was even made in Gary's mod.
I know, but Skibidi Toilet was.
I don't think it was made in Gary's mod. I think it's like a content farm that they use Blender or something out of Russia.
Yeah, I don't think you could make like Skibidi is like such a like meticulously crafted, brilliant animation that could not have been conjured up in Gary's
It's
mod.
too good to be
No,
Gary's mod.
The guy who made it was like he was like a real Gmod animator for a long time or something. I'm pretty sure he didn't just.
It's
start
source.
with
Yeah,
Skibidi
he uses
Toilet.
source filmmaker. He doesn't use Gary's mod.
Okay.
Yeah, Richter would know.
Richter would know.
Yeah.
quintessential 2012 Gmod animation. And with the release of SFM, animations were not only made more, but at a higher quality too, with Valve encouraging it by hosting an award show called the Saxies.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rip.
Yeah.
Such a shame that Valve stopped caring and doing cool things like this for the player base.
I agree. It's like when you look back at all of the cool things that Valve used to do for TF2 players, it's like, man, it's kind of sad now.
Well, no, because back then, a lot of Valve employees who were still working on the game and who were also just at Valve actually cared about their players and wanted for the player experience to be fun, engaging, and rememberable.
Mm.
But then as soon as they realized that they can make billions off of Gamba, then that became their focus.
Yeah.
What was the last year that they did the Saxy Awards?
2016?
16?
Somewhere around there.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Where
But
you were able
2025
to
it's
put
coming
in
back.
submissions for different categories and get votes. And if you won, you'd get this super sick trophy. But if you won the overall, Valve would fly you to the Valve headquarters to meet with the official animation team. And for the next 4 years, this was life. You'd pick your favorite commentary channel to watch, and then once a year, you'd get your own private catalog of Pixar-grade animations, with all of this coming to a head in 2015. What happened in 2015? What didn't happen in 2015? I mean,
It's every TF2's fans' favorite year was 2015. That's where all the great
Yeah.
things happened. It's great.
Yeah, all the great things.
All the wonderful things.
I'm curious to see what he brings up. I think he's just going to reference the big updates, and that's it. But we'll see.
It was gunmetal and meet your match, or not meet your match.
Tough. So
break,
gunmetal,
right?
tough break, invasion,
and meet your match.
Meet your match is 2016.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 2015. My bad.
Yeah, this is the build up.
Why tell you when I could just show you?
Oh God, Tyler. Mix. I can't mix your audio.
So quiet and so loud.
Really weird.
Glad I'm aware that 2015 was in fact before 2016. Thank you.
Oh, he's referencing a bunch of big videos and YouTubers that were coming out at the time. That's what he's doing. Oh yeah, some hats and all that. How could we forget? There's the updates.
Oh, you threw TF2 Mythbusters in there.
Where's Uncle Dane? I'm missing Uncle Dane.
Surely Uncle Dane's in here.
What is your profession? Hello everybody, it's Daniel here, bringing you a Team Fortress 2 gameplay
game.
Oh.
There he is.
There's Dane.
Did this all happen in 2015?
Yeah, a lot of shit was a lot. So a lot of people came onto the scene in 2015. Shitloads of big videos were made in 2015. Very odd that 2015 was this really big nexus of content creation for the game. I think largely because it was largely because of the game just receiving so much fucking content that I think it drew a lot of people in.
That was the year I started playing on PC. I mean, I had played the Orange Box previously, but 2015, first time I booted it up, it was the gunmetal screen with Miss Pauling sitting there.
There you go. Yeah, someone asked what happened to Tag. Yeah, for anyone, only really old heads will know. Tag, for people who don't know, is a competitive TF2 player. He was a really good soldier main back in the day. He also streamed a lot and did a lot of YouTube videos, and I think life caught up with him. I think he stopped because of health problems. I think he had like problems with nerves in his back, and he just hasn't been doing anything content creation wise for some years now.
Yeah,
he kept streaming. He kept streaming other games and doing other fun stuff for some years after he kind of left TF2 behind. He wanted to come back to it. I think that was his plan for some time, but then he just didn't.
It's really interesting. I actually learned about Tag today from research I was doing for this video. I didn't know he existed until today, and I felt too proud of the loot.
Yeah, he was a really funny guy. Like, he was really fun to watch back in the day. I like some of his old like clip dump videos or some of the were some of my favorites, and it was actually his clip dumps that inspired me to start making my own videos back in 2012. So yeah, he's been around a while.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, that was neat, by the way. That was a neat portion of this video.
That whole segment.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was a good montage.
It was a cool montage.
Just mix your audio.
For all the ups, there were some pretty major downs as well. With the content sphere shifting so much, Germa and Stir both decided to take a break from TF2 indefinitely. As not only was TF2 changing, but so is YouTube. And the days of simplistic commentary were no more.
I'm sorry, he's saying this the same tone that he talks about like people dying, because I think he talks about like 706 and Rick May, and he says it in the same like kind of sad tone.
That's kind of.
I mean, ultimately, these are guys just wanting to kind of get away and do new things. I can't really blame them.
Yeah.
So sad that Germa died back in 2016.
So sad that Overwatch
Rest in
killed
peace.
Star in 2016.
Yeah.
Animation sphere wasn't safe either. January 25th.
Holy shit! He took
the hat off. Oh no!
Oh no!
Respects.
Oh gosh. Oh, he has an Amori plushie. Nice.
Of 2015, the grandfather of Gary's Mod Animation, Kitty 07.
Oh my God! Was it in 2015?
His fight to cancer.
Oh my god, I didn't know it was that long ago. I thought he was going to bring up something else entirely. That's why I reacted the way I did.
It was early 2015. Damn. That's...
Oh my god, was it really that long ago?
Damn,
Holy fuck.
That's really sad.
It was almost 10 years ago.
That's yeah, that's really sad.
Unreal. Okay. I take back my reaction.
I also take back my reaction. My apologies.
Yeah, I take back my reaction.
I thought he was going to say something silly.
Same.
Kitty0706's loss left a crater in the community that
chat
is still being felt, and
for real.
to this day, people still honor and pay homage to this legend.
He was a very talented artist and animator as well.
And as far as the impact of Germa,
one of the 9 playable characters, Scout, that guy, his official name is Jeremy.
What that was?
That was kind of that was shoehorned in.
A little bit of a tone deaf transition.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Wouldn't have done it that way. Would have probably had I just for the sake of constructive criticism would have probably had a fade out, sad music, try and
not a hard cut to this.
Not a hard cut to. Did you know that Germa made Jeremy's name? That's crazy. Whoa.
That's right. One of the only 9 playable characters from one of the most iconic and influential games of...
When you said iconic, he showed a picture of Spy wearing Tracer's mask. That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, not sure why he put that there.
Isn't that what you think of?
One of the most...
No. Actually, that's a nice transition. Someone in chat a minute ago said, are you guys gonna cover the deadlock for TF2 versus Overwatch? And the answer is probably no. Simply because everything about it has been said. We don't need to say anything more. The corpse has been buried like 7 different times. It's like 21 feet under the ground. We don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Every time we unpause, he sounds exactly like Scott the Woz for just a second, and it's so distracting to me. It's crazy.
He also what's distracting to me is that he looks like Bo Burnham. He looks like a really young Bo
Burnham. I don't really think he does.
Have you seen?
He has one of those faces where he looks like a lot of different people.
Have you seen young Bo Burnham, Tony?
I mean, young as in like when he would do his on-stage shows, or like younger than that?
Like 2011 YouTube Bo Burnham.
Oh, actually, no, yeah, actually, now that you mention, I kind of forgot about that era of Bo Burnham. He kind of does look like young Bo Burnham.
It's very interesting.
Companies worth 7.7 billion, yes, billion with a B, dollars
more than that now.
Named one of their characters after the sus face Patrick Bateman Sims stroke of a streamer. But after being virtually...
But that was all established after he moved away from TF2, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know. I would have paid more homage to how he really paved the way for not only TF2 YouTube content creation, but a lot of the early year culture surrounding the game. And now referencing him as like the funny, wacky streamer guy with sus face is a bit of a... What's the word I'm looking for? It's a bit
tone deaf.
Yeah, tone deaf is good enough, I think.
I'm still suffering from the whiplash of, oh yeah, this guy died, it was sad. And by the way, sus named after Germa, and the sus guy.
Someone in chat said so nice for Valve to memorialize Germa and the game he loved after his death in 2015. And I just so funny. Oh shit. If
you weren't paying attention, you would probably like assume that happened.
Yeah, no, like
because of how hard that cut was.
That cut was so hard that I thought they memorialized the animator in the game, and I was like, what the fuck? Since when? I didn't know about that. It's like, no, Germa.
Uncontested for so long, TF2 was about to meet its match.
Oh no. Here we go.
I wish it
hadn't. Why?
Well, okay, well, he brings this back.
Oh, yeah, it's a little delayed.
Why didn't you put that before the Germa bit?
Before the Germa bit. Just move it and take that part of the
It would have worked so much better.
Yeah, why did you... Maybe it was
like all the pieces are there.
Yeah.
It's like those like English tests in middle school where it's like, where should this sentence go in the paragraph?
Yeah.
And he got it as wrong as possible.
Germa. Could you imagine if you saw that on the CRCT and it was just like Germa sus face at the Sims house funny guy, and then it was like a memorial to an actual person who died, and you're like, where does this go?
Yeah.
Like on the actual test, that'd be kind of crazy.
Nerf era
As a
get competitive.
There's an issue. Can we go back up slightly to that? There's
Yeah,
a little issue with the thing. You can see there's a seam between Nerf and era when it comes up. There's like a seam there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's a little funny edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should fix that.
I wonder what. Yeah, never mind.
I don't know why that would happen either. I'm confused.
As of 2015, TF2 was kinda overpowered for the reasons I just stated. And so, to be fair to their competitors, Valve thought it would be a grand ol' idea to nerf their game. They delivered an update so historically bad that even now it's talked about. The Meet Your Match update was trying to make the game more accessible to competitive, which it...
So what's funny is I like how this is just totally acceptable and okay now. For years, people did not directly address the problem on YouTube, but like Meet Your Match was a gloriously fucked up update that took the game in a completely incorrect direction. And this guy, who's very obviously not like super into TF2, not really involved in the sphere, it takes someone from outside of it to go, yeah, this is really fucked up. Why'd they do this? and for years, if you were upset with Valve trying to steer the game in a competitive direction and trying to appeal to esports and like trying to meet with their quote unquote competitors, you were lambasted, you were like scoffed at and laughed out of the room. But now everyone can go back to Meet Your Match and point directly at that point as the ultimate like pivoting point of this game, where everything just started going downhill.
Zesty.
I remember
find that
people
funny.
being upset about it, like just if not at Meet Your Match directly, at its implementation. Like people were always really upset about that.
Oh no, sure, the players were upset. Like if you went on Steam forums, if you went to any message board, you went anywhere, the players were upset. But YouTubers were fucking praising this. People were like singing Valve's praises and being super excited about it.
And
like ignoring how
at least
fucked it
seen
was.
like people like Uncle Dane like once or twice at least talk about how they kind of fumbled the update, but I'm not sure. That might be revisionist history. I don't know.
PurpleColonel, I know Uncle Dane didn't do that because I have it on good authority that he said with confidence that in 5 years from not Meet Your Match's release, 5 years from 2018, there would be an entirely new generation of TF2 players that would cite competitive mode as their main reason for joining the game.
Okay, well,
was that in the random crit video or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
That's foreshadowing for the end of the stream chat.
No, yeah, and this is the pivoting point. 2016 was really when esports started exploding, and this is when the focus on gaming became about the monetization of a sporting experience and all of the money-making opportunities that came from that. Ticket sales, arenas, competitions, all of that, and then of course all the stuff that goes into it. Buying the game, selling stuff through the game, getting more and more people, because what better of an advertising platform than trying to market your game as the next soccer or the next basketball or the next baseball, right? And so, of course, everyone started leaning into that. And as a result, TF2 got fucked.
For the record, esports is fine. I'll take the stand. Esports is fine. It's just not fine when it infects games that aren't esports.
I completely agree. Esports is totally fine. And the best esports fall out of a naturally fun game that was made to be fun first. Because all games are inherently competitive, right? The most basic of games, win or loser, right? All games are inherently competitive. But the game has to be fun and engaging first. And then good esports fall out of it. Look at Smash, you look at old TF2, what have you, even though they had to heavily manipulate TF2 into being competitive. The game has to be fun first, and if it's not fun, then you're not going to get an engaging sport out of it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, after 2016, up until very recently, you had more and more games that were made to be an esport first, and were not fun out of the gate. And they kept tailoring the experience over and over again. Overwatch to make it an esport and to keep people engaged consistently, to keep selling it as a sport and not a fun game.
Yeah, I'm genuinely in agreement. I also think that I think that's a similar thing has happened with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or the later Smash games, where this is not even like the developer doing it. It's more like the community has made it more competitive, more about the competitive scene than it really should be. Whereas like the game itself has lost, I think, a lot of the casual silliness that it has innately for a lot of people because of the competitive scene. And I've played a part in that amongst my group of friends because I used to be super into competitive Smash, but over time it becomes like clear that like the games are always going to cater more toward the casual side than the competitive side. So when you try and only treat them as a competitive game, it's just a hard thing to judge because there's so many mechanics that just directly go against that idea.
Exactly. And the focus on competitive within communities fell out of people realizing, like I said earlier, that they can make careers out of it. And so naturally, content creation and streaming went away from the casual experience of the individual to the competitive experience of getting good and being super good at the game, and that being the fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
And that's the type of content that really started taking off after 2016, was people posting clip dumps of them just being good at the video game.
Yep. Yeah, I more or less agree.
Not to say they didn't exist before that point, because there was always like epic Call of Duty trick shots and shit back in like 2011, but it really exploded once esports started proliferating.
I think it was earlier than that. I think I would mark 2014. And the reason I marked 2014 is because of sorry, Richter is distracting me. I need to look away from chat.
It's not a harsh boundary. It's more amorphous than that. It's like 2015, 2016, 2014, yeah. Somewhere around there is when things really started pivoting towards esports. Because around then, not to totally interrupt you, but my bad. But you had games like Dota, CS:GO, League of Legends, also StarCraft, what have you, just explode in the global esports scene, where you had prize pools like skyrocketing into the millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And then it just kept getting bigger and bigger from there. And gaming companies realized, and people realized, that they can lean into that for a profit and to grow. And, you know, everything else kind of fell from that.
Yeah. I think that the main thing, like, I would cite is, like, and this is going to sound cringe, but MLG compilations really did a number on people's perception of gaming to an extent. Like, both, like, the meme MLG ones and also the actual ones.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of did a number on like people's perception of games being more skill based and not nearly as much about the fun, so to speak.
No, yeah, exactly.
I think my ideal pick for a game, aside from TF2, that I would say is both fun and very interesting competitively, would be Splatoon. I think Splatoon's really, really interesting and has a lot of depth as a competitive game, but it's also incredibly fun to just play for hours.
No, yeah, and like I said, the best esports fall out of a naturally fun game, and that's what you should focus on first.
Yeah, I agree. Good talk.
Yes.
Failed to do, and it failed at the worst possible time, as a shiny new competitive game was just released by a rival company. Yeah, that's right, we're getting into TF2 versus Overwatch. In recent years,
yay, I'm excited.
This debate is often seen as stupid and really pointless because it was. But you have to keep in mind, whenever Overwatch was first announced, people thought that it would be the TF2 killer. With it being such a hot topic, people that clearly had no idea what they were talking about made videos on it, trying to talk about the debate.
I think the people who say that MatPat invented TF2 versus Overwatch, maybe it's, and this is going to sound weird because it's me, but maybe it's because of age, but I distinctly remember it being a topic long before his video came out.
Yeah,
as soon as he will get like an audience. So yeah, it was already like a hot enough topic for him to know about it, which is like why he made the video to start with.
Yeah,
and he really trolled the whole community. Like people still aren't over it. So yeah,
I mean, how could you be like a lot? Like, it's a stupid debate, don't get me wrong, but the video is so egregiously bad. Like, it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst videos.
I think he got him. I think he got everyone pretty good. It was funny.
Yeah, Richter brings up a good point. Within 5 seconds of the trailer being released, there like immediate parallels were drawn with TF2. Like, oh, it's the engineer, but it's a dwarf. Oh, it's the huntsman, but it's it's this guy or what have you.
Yep.
Oh, it's the sniper, but now it's a big booty bitch. That whole song.
Scout, but it's a girl.
Scout, but it's a girl with boobies and butts.
No way.
No way, dude!
They would never.
TF2 versus Overwatch seemed to be so divisive because of how similar the game seemed, yet Overwatch seemed better where TF2 was weak. Namely, competitive. With Blizzard actively trying to have an esports team right out the gate. People weren't only afraid that gamers would stop playing TF2, they were also afraid that viewers would stop watching it. With a common fear being that If a YouTuber leaves, it will take the audience with it. And the more that the audience leaves, the more YouTubers that will leave. And the more YouTubers that will leave, the more audience that will leave. Until eventually, there will be no more...
This is like such a short-term perspective. I'm not saying that he has this. I'm just more general statement. But this is a very short-term look at how games are. Like, it's almost as if Valve did not acknowledge or didn't realize how timeless TF2 was or would be. Like how well fundamentally they designed it, because if they had realized that, they should not have been scared of this. Like, because the game is so solid fundamentally that people will always play it.
So the reason for that is because the vast majority of the original development team for TF2 had already left Valve or was no longer working on TF2. And what you had, and who people at the reins were people like Jill, who came on into Valve in 2014, who were primarily spearheading taking TF2 into that competitive direction, who had no hand in TF2's original development, let alone hardly understood just how impactful and timeless the game was. And so you had these newer heads inside of Valve that were steering TF2 in that direction starting at around 2014. And they were actually primarily the ones doing the same damage control when Meet Your Match launched.
Yeah.
You can go back, you can see, and Richter's being pissed at me because we talked about this. But you can go back and look at old Reddit posts of Jill doing damage control about people complaining about the update.
Yeah,
that's why Valve did this. It wasn't the original people working on TF2 that wanted this to happen. It was mostly younger, newer people, newer blood coming into Valve that did this.
Which makes sense, given
that
I would not expect the people who developed the game to think that this was the correct decision.
Yep, exactly.
What percentage of people do you think were watching TF2 videos so much and playing the game because of them? To the point where if some content creators move to Overwatch, would that actually affect the play count that significantly, or is that just people being dumb?
Not the play count, but definitely view counts on YouTube took a bit of a nosedive when some bigger names left YouTube. Not necessarily for Overwatch, but when they left TF2 behind in general. You had Muselk leave, you had what's his face leave?
Star.
Well, Star also, and Germa also, but this other guy I'm thinking of.
RT Game, is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah, RT Game. Yeah, when he left, he took a pretty sizable chunk of his audience with him. But the thing about YouTube is that someone's always going to move in to take their place, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's and like Lucid said, it's a very nearsighted view of what would actually happen. It's a very temporary, short-term thing, and eventually that void was filled.
Yeah, because I can't think of a time in gaming history where a bunch of people were playing a game and watching a person play the game, but because the person they were watching moved games, suddenly that ended up killing the game. I can't think of that happening. Not to my knowledge, anyways. Maybe there is an example that I just don't know because the game was killed so severely. But
the biggest hit with the whole TF2 Overwatch thing was actually in the competitive scene, because when Meet Your Match launched, it was such a shit show, and it put a sour taste in so many competitive players' mouths. And here was Overwatch, this brand new game with an already dedicated, developer-supported esports league with a lot more money and a lot more opportunity. TF2 hemorrhaged a lot of really big names in the competitive scene over that left for Overwatch.
Yeah.
And so that was undoubtedly the biggest blow in terms of drawing players away and viewers away from one game to another. But ultimately, competitive represents less than 5% of the overall player base, so in reality, it's not that big of an impact.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the only thing I could think of was people moving away from Fortnite after a few years, but it's not like that killed Fortnite. But it did make people talk about it less for the COVID years, as people moved from Fortnite to other games.
I wonder if he's gonna bring up COVID. I'm curious. We'll see.
This is like an entirely too deep of a topic, but to get into. But Fortnite and Minecraft have a very similar relationship to Overwatch and TF2. Like if you look at their histories, like that they're.
Do they?
Well, Fortnite's developers have admitted that they're the building mechanics. This was before Fortnite made it big, by the way. They admitted that all of the building mechanics are inspired by Minecraft, and the entire concept for the game is basically they took Minecraft and were like, what if we made it competitive? It's very similar to how the Blizzard devs have never said this explicitly, but it's heavily implied by the nature of the game on launch, that Overwatch was basically, what if we did TF2 but we focused on competitive. And then there was like a period of time where the old thing took over the new thing in both situations, and now they're kind of seen equally, or if anything, the newer thing is seen a little bit less. And that's happened for both pairs of games.
No, and what's also very interesting about Fortnite is before Fortnite exploded, and I think even before Fortnite was released, you had the Battle Royale Hunger Games types thing inside of Minecraft, right? And that is literally just Fortnite, but with guns.
Yeah.
That's what they adopted into their game.
Yeah,
because it was huge. It was huge. You had like I remember this. You had like the biggest Minecraft YouTubers, which at the time were giant channels, all coming together and doing this Hunger Games thing. And then like, what developer wouldn't look at that and go, "We can make a game like that, except now with guns."
And which I almost forgot to mention, in both situations, a huge amount of Minecraft YouTubers and TF2 YouTubers moved to the newer game.
Shocker.
Like, which is it like in both the parallels are actually kind of wild,
isn't it?
Yeah. Anyways, that was just food
I
for
think
thought.
pretty much Minecraft got ripped off by just about everyone. That's the reason there were awful, stupid crafting mechanics in every AAA game for no reason for like 10 years. There.
Yep.
I fucking hate Minecraft's crafting system.
Yeah, it's not even good to start with. It's so weird.
It's so.
But that's not like what the game was meant to be. Like Notch didn't make the crafting system thinking it was going to be like the biggest game on the fucking planet at one point.
Yeah, but now it's like so deeply entrenched into this fucking game and its like legacy that you can't fix it or anything. So it's just
you can't fix it.
It's not even like you can't fix it. Like there are ways to fix the crafting system. Better crafting systems and better games exist. And you could branch them. You could branch it off of making in a way where it would work. But the issue is that the developers have no incentive to, because Minecraft has such a culture around its existence that like new players don't exist for Minecraft who don't know how the game is played or don't know someone who knows how the game is played. So you go into the game and you know, oh, I need 2 sticks and 3 wood to make a pickaxe. No one has to tell you that. Like it's intuitive. There's a microchip in every 5-year-old's brain that gets implanted there, and they know that four wooden planks makes a crafting table. So you don't need to implement any system that conveys that to the player.
Yeah,
they've sold like books full of crafting recipes, and if they were to like change it, there would be like people would be so unbelievably mad if they changed the crafting. It's like
it's too ingrained.
It's probably just not even worth it for them at all.
It's too ingrained and too entrenched. You also just could not release a game like Minecraft nowadays.
That's also true. Yeah. Because my whole thing is like if they were like, Levi, Lucid, you need to pick a way to fix this crafting system, but also you can't change like anything fundamental about it. You have to keep the 3x3 grid. I'd be like, okay, we're gonna have to do some work, but remove the crafting book unless you can find like recipes in abandoned structures, which we will make much more common, that tell you how to make things. There's a great mod called Better Than Adventure that takes an older version of Minecraft and kind of continues it. It's like an alternate history version of Minecraft of what would have happened if they didn't add like hunger and sprinting and stuff. And me and Alan have been playing through it, and it has a book where when you collect an item in the game, it shows you like a crafting recipe, but you don't see the outcome. You just see, I would need to put this resource in this spot, and then another unknown resource I haven't found yet goes in this spot, and it's like, oh, okay, I need to find that resource. It's like, oh, okay.
They kind of have that already in the game, where you click on they have like a crafting recipe thing in your inventory now.
It's bad.
It's not great. It's bad.
It's really badly implemented. It's so
that's just like putting the damn wiki in the actual game. That's all they did.
Yeah, it's so bad, and it's not even bad. It's unsatisfying because you could have like a skill tree, and you could have like different things, different recipes.
Well, they have the achievement tree,
which is just worse.
Also bad.
Yeah, man, they took so many things that Notch did and they like fucked them really bad. I need to continue my series about Minecraft's issues. That will happen.
Like the game was not meant to get this complex.
Yeah, or just
since Notch isn't there, like instead of having like a head creator who you feasibly could just say like, oh yeah, we're gonna make these big sweeping changes because it's good for the game. Like now it's like this ethereal thing that just came out of the ether and they like can't tamper with it or something.
Well,
so it's just never gonna change.
And they can't even acknowledge Notch's existence anymore because of the incident. So therefore, nothing will happen.
Yes, the incident, and he still walked away with billions of dollars.
No, he walked away with billions of dollars before the incident.
Well, yeah.
Then they.
No, I know, but that's my point. Is like it's no skin off his nose. The dude's fucking living the dream.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to him. And guess what? He's making a game again.
But I don't wonder if I don't wonder if they could have hypothetically like reached out to him for like ideas, or if they would have even maybe.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do, but no one knows about it. There's no way that they've cut off all communication with the original creator of this fucking game. They guaranteed still work with him behind the scenes.
They basically say like there is no basically there is no Warren Bossing say Notch's existence. It's kind of wild. Like they removed him from all of the splash text, the credits of the game. I think they deleted like all past mentions of him and shit. Like
he was never there.
I think
he
he's
was
still in
never
the
there.
credits just because he has to be, like, you know, like you can't take people straight out of the credits.
No,
I think that's like the only place he's in there.
He's not in the credits either. If you beat the game, he's not there anymore. Yeah,
he's persona non grata.
It's very sad.
I think there is a non-zero chance that they definitely at least reached out to Notch for input on what they were doing to the game.
Yeah,
he's very much ingrained in his own ways that he likely didn't help them because he was not happy with it. Like Richter said, not happy with how they were changing his game. But guaranteed they reached out. There's definitely a non-zero chance that they wanted his help with things even after all the nonsense happened.
Guys, what happened to TF2 YouTube? Yeah, let's get back into it.
Yeah, he said spicy things on Twitter that people were not happy with.
Yeah.
TF2 YouTubers and no more TF2 content. And this did happen with many YouTubers leaving, the most notorious of which being the beloved Australian soldier main, Muselk.
And they all came crawling back. Just had to say, and they all came back. I just had to say that.
Still in Fortnite land.
Yeah, but he's like
he plays it on occasion just so people don't whine at him. But you know, he's still Fortnite gaming all the way.
No, I know, but they all eventually circled back to TF2. I just find that funny.
Yeah,
And I know I didn't talk about this earlier, but
I just realized he's wearing a fedora. Let's fucking go, dude.
TF2 community
Dr. Derp Gamer in the fedora.
Tendency to make leaving the community as painful as physically possible.
It's not just TF2 though.
It's TF2 to a greater degree than other places.
Well, let's let him finish, then we can discuss.
Extreme as to send death threats to Stir.
Okay, well that's.
No, yeah, Stir was also kind of exiled, like, oh, the traitor.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right? Yeah. What he did is he exited the player base by insulting everyone and insulting the game, and then walking out the door.
I remember being a dick about it.
Yeah, he didn't exactly leave peacefully or kindly, like, hey, I'm going to start doing this now. It was fun while it lasted, but I'm going to go do this now and have a fun time. No, he just spat in everyone's face, and then what would you expect to come out of that, dude?
I think the vitriol from that, though, carried over into cases with other people. Like, Muselk is still, like, he's kind of, like, regarded better now, but for a very long time, Muselk was regarded in, like, the same way, where he was seen as, like, oh, the traitor, you left us, yada, yada, yada. When in reality, he just didn't want to play the fucking game anymore.
So here's the thing, too, right?
Fortnite gaming was fair. You know?
It's not just TF2 though. You can do a little bit of research and look into other video gamers, God, and look into other YouTubers who did primarily one game and then transitioned to another. They also receive heaps and volumes of shit from the people that were there specifically for one game. TF2, it's very amplified in the TF2 sphere because I think all of us have a much bigger view, or what's like a much bigger swath of view, and we have like our eyeballs are mostly fixed onto this game and the people surrounding it. But if you go look in other gaming spheres, you're definitely going to see the same thing to similar degrees.
It depends, I think, on the game though, because it's not a universal thing. There are some games where you can kind of bounce, like a lot of single player games obviously are like this, where you can bounce from them to a different single player game. Because, you know, multiplayer games sort of garner people based off this cult of personality because everyone's interacting with each other. But like in when certain Smash players who were like brought up on Melee, when they started to play like the newer Smash games, there was like a whole thing where people like in the Melee community were super upset because they were like betraying their community and all this nonsense.
They should.
I think it's definitely skewed towards multiplayer games because there's that sense of the YouTuber is playing with you.
Yes, I agree. But then there's like other multiplayer games where it's I think competitive multiplayer games are really where this happens the most. Because people develop an identity not only around you but your playstyle and your sense of the game.
You see that in sports all the time. For example, you had God, what was this guy? He played for the San Antonio Spurs, and then he went to
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi, yeah, he bounced around from teams, and people were fucking pissed at him for doing that.
Mm-hmm. There's
because he was just chasing the bag.
Yeah, and he won another championship.
He did. He chased success and he found it, and that's what these YouTubers did as well. But he pissed off a lot of people because, like you said, they developed a personality and an identity around their presence.
Yeah, basketball's. We keep tangenting really hard, but fuck that.
It's all related.
Fuck the guy in chat who keeps asking us to play the video. Go watch the video if you want to watch it. Basketball is really interesting in that regard because unlike other sports, people don't really like develop an identity with the team as much as they do the player. Basketball is weird that way because like people say like, oh, I'm an Oilers fan, or I'm a Red Sox fan, or I'm a fan of this certain club team. But with the exception of like the most famous soccer players, people don't really say I'm a fan of this individual player. But in basketball, everyone has a favorite player because the smaller team size equal more individual expression.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. It's just the nature of the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened with the TF2 versus Overwatch thing. Is it got like my team is better. Yeah, I'm a TF2 fan and I like Star, but he left the team.
Yeah,
he's now on the enemy team.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
It's like the same psychology.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and again, and as we've just discussed, it's everywhere. It's not just TF2. It's in the most basic of sports, and you see it in other video games as well. And I think personally, it just rubs me the wrong way that people think people being toxic and vitriolic towards people leaving TF2 is unique to TF2 when it's just as pervasive in other gaming spheres online.
Well, this reminds me of Big Citrus talk about which community is more toxic. He's just like, I can't decide. They both suck.
And it's the right answer.
Yeah, it's correct. Anyways.
And it wasn't much better for Muselk, with him being seen as a hack and a sellout. But something that I think people failed to really think about...
Why did that guy say, fucking bad video, mate, go play Minecraft instead? What?
Being trolled.
What a weird thing to say. Instead of like, go fuck yourself. It's like, go play Minecraft.
Well, Minecraft was like an insult back then, right? Like it was like the baby casual game.
Oh, that's true. That's probably what he said.
Yeah,
very true.
Whatever.
That's still a wild.
No, yeah.
I guess in hindsight, it's a wild thing to say.
Yeah, this guy in your chat's absolutely correct. TF2 YouTubers were leaving TF2 because the game was at an all-time low, and I don't blame anyone for leaving the game at that time because of just how horrible of a state it was in.
But now, though, now is the state where we gotta. This is 2027 TF2's year.
Hell yeah.
Was the fact that TF2 creators like to make content for TF2, and TF2 viewers like to watch content for TF2. Overwatch being introduced to the scene, sure, it might skirt a little bit of viewers, but still, there is a core audience for Team Fortress 2, and so it did not die. But time heals all wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, not really. It was more so people ran out of steam to hate on the game as the two fan bases became more and more distant as Overwatch developed itself more and its quirks. But the one cool thing that Meet Your Match did...
His audio mixing is so fucked, I have no idea what just happened there. that whole bit's just
He forgot
gone.
to cut out, he forgot to hit right-click, link clip, delink the clip, take away the audio. He didn't do that part.
Yeah.
Introduce the content for the next update.
Why was there a cursor on screen for a second?
I think because he was just screenshotting the video and then his cursor was there.
He clicked on day 2.
He clicked
snipping tool.
What's at the end? Quirks. But the one cool thing that Meet Your Match did do was introduce the content for the next update. We could either vote for the next update to be about the pyro or about the heavy. And this had been done many times in the past, but it was a nice, refreshing thing to do. And in 2017, we got the pyro update with Jungle Inferno. and
Thank you,
content
Dane.
was made as standard. But
Is that his doing?
Oh, Dane absolutely swayed
Pushed
the
it
vote.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah, he absolutely swayed the voting towards Pyro with his videos.
Do you guys maintain?
He was right to do it though. Pyro kind of needed it.
I was gonna say,
I don't disagree with that, but it was definitely Dane's doing. Otherwise, Heavy would have won.
I was
You really think
Heavy's
so?
like Heavy has like real personality. Like he should be the favorite of the community. But yeah, I think there was like also that big document that was really easy to share around, just showing off all the Pyro like bugs and shit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, Pyro definitely needed it, and a lot of the changes that they implemented for Pyro really didn't make a difference in the long run.
Yeah.
Like if you go back and compare like old Pyro to new Pyro, it's not that different. Like it's not that much better interaction for the player present day.
Yeah.
Chat, press 1 in chat if you would prefer if Pyro won. Press 2 if Heavy. You think Heavy should have won. I'm curious.
You can make a poll in chat here.
That's crazy, bro.
That.
There's no fucking way. I'm doing it, guys. I had no idea. Holy shit. We'll play the video while I'm doing this.
not as usual. See, content was made more around the mechanics of the game, being considerably higher production quality with decent editing at the very least and really good editing at the very best. You have videos by Uncle Dane describing the tactics about Engineer, as well as a race.
Pet peeve, please, for the love of God, never do this. If you're gonna show someone else's video, remove the audio unless something that they're saying in that video needs to be heard.
Yeah,
Don't talk over it.
If it's words, especially, like if it's just like audio of like various different sounds that are being played in the video, it's like somewhat tolerable. But like if they're saying something, then they like it's all tangled up.
Yeah,
and it's very difficult to digest.
Agree completely.
I also agree.
Race 7 talking about how to not instantly die as a medic, or even old creators that reinvented themselves like Funk, which had animations in it. I mean, there was some really premier stuff in this time.
Just small. I know this is a total nitpick. Funk's videos which had animations in them. Funk did not have animations in him. That's very strange. Yeah.
Is that what he says?
He started to toward the end or whatever, right?
He said Funk, which had animations in him.
No, he just flubbed his words.
I hope he gets those removed.
I hope he gets
what we're saying is this guy should stop trying. He should go back to fucking Minecraft.
He should go back to Minecraft.
Video's terrible. He fucked up some words. It's over.
It's
over for him.
Quit YouTube.
It's over.
Like Funk, which had animations in it. I mean,
my bad.
There's some really premier stuff in this time. And in the animation
were wrong
scene,
too.
Things were still going strong with people like HoovyTube and Winglet still continuing to make content.
Why did you put the videos like halfway off the screen?
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
I want to edit one of his videos because I feel like what he's saying.
Let me edit for you. I'll do it for you for like $50, and it will be a way better viewing experience.
I mean, this guy's he's probably like newer because his channel's very small. He's probably still just learning how to edit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
hopefully he watches this and picks up on things he should change.
Yeah, like the words he's saying aren't bad. Like he's actually said a lot of especially when he was talking about the TF2 OverWatch stuff. Most people don't say the part where oh yeah, the community's just fucked off and did their own thing for a bit. They make it kind of seem like everyone was arguing with each other for 5 years when that's not really what happened.
Yep.
He's not speaking like an idiot. It's just that his editing is
distracting.
It's questionable.
He's making like half-hour videos, which I've never even bothered making one that long yet. So it's it's a whole lot to do, and at a certain point you just get fucking sick of it and want it to get done. So
I feel that.
Year of Saxy Awards, and with it, the final Saxy Award, which was another.
It was 2018. Damn.
Well, that was when they announced the winners, so that means the last one was held in 2017.
Oh, okay.
Another huge nerf to the community. It was an event that had brought a platform to so many great animations, which for seemingly no reason, they pulled the plug on. 2017 didn't only see the end of the Saxy Awards, though, with Jungle Inferno being the final ever official Valve update for TF2. Sure, we've had community up.
For the record, Heavy won the poll to no one's surprise. Not by that much, though. It was 52 to 47.
You know, these people are talking in retrospect, though. That's all. That's the only reason.
Yeah, for sure.
It's in localization updates since then, but it's pretty set in stone that Jungle Inferno is going to be the final update. But content for a while.
No, 2027. TF2.
That's our year, baby.
That's our year.
That's our year.
That's our year.
That's the heavy update.
2027, guys. We can make it happen.
10-year anniversary.
Check the blackmail a Valve employee.
We have to find incriminating evidence.
Stayed at pace because it's not like we knew that was the final update. People didn't really change a whole lot, at least not for the first couple of years, as most of the content was based around Valve, but that was all right. We just had to wait a couple more years and wait a couple more years and wait a couple more years.
That was a good edit.
Yeah, that was good.
The training, the community, the art style, the videos. There's a lot to love when it comes to this masterpiece. It's safe to say that TF2 holds a really important place in my heart.
I would have.
No, not a renaissance. Not a renaissance.
Ooh, I wouldn't have called it that.
Not for content.
Great Depression.
Not for TF2.
I wouldn't call it this. I would.
Apocalypse.
I don't know what I'd call it, but I wouldn't call it this.
Yeah, I would call it like Aftermath.
I'd call it No Man's Land, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like foreboding, but like ominous and like quite mysterious.
Thinking, you know, because the player counts keep going up or whatever, it must be doing really good. So.
Let me.
Yeah, what do you think, Zesty? You think that's how that works, right?
Give me about 2 weeks.
Yeah, everyone in chat's been asking you to release the video, and they're complaining that you're on the podcast.
Give me 2 weeks. I'm almost done.
Almost done equals 2 weeks. Holy shit.
Well, it's a 55-minute long video. I can only edit it so quickly.
In 2019.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Modern era. There we go.
Yeah, he knew.
YouTube was going through some pretty serious paradigm shifts, with Rewind 2018 being seen as soulless and comedically corporate, to SNL and other late-night television dominating the trending tab.
This is an interesting way to paint this.
Well, no, he's not wrong. He's acknowledging the corporate shift of YouTube.
No. That's what I mean. Like, but I want to commend him. This is this is really cool because most people would not have thought to even this is there's like a fourth dimension or a third step thought, which is something only Alan will understand. This is like you thought of the obvious thing, then you thought of why the obvious thing happened, and then you thought of why that happened, and you're like, oh shit, the commercialization of YouTube. That's like really cool. Nice.
And most notably, PewDiePie was locked in a vicious sub-war against T-Series over who was the most subscribed channel on the platform.
That is not looked upon fondly anymore, which makes me kind of sad.
Oh.
It's looked upon very unfavorably.
Is it not?
No.
Why is it looked at unfavorably?
People, a lot of reasons actually, but one of them is racisms.
What, the bridge incident? Was that after that?
No, the bridge incident was before this.
Right?
But a lot of people, because PewDiePie just isn't looked at very favorably by a lot of people.
Really?
It was like that song that other guy made for him that talks about Indian people or whatever. So
yeah, and yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. History has not looked upon PewDiePie's career very kindly. It's kind of mixed.
I'm very out of the loop on that.
It's from people younger than you for the most part, like people who didn't really grow up with him but grew up with like everything he did post 2017, 2016.
Oh, I see.
But don't know yeah.
By a lot of people, Twitter. Thank you for that clarification.
You're
probably not wrong.
I wouldn't say Twitter. I think it's more just people my age or younger. That's what we'll go with.
All right.
Or that was functionally a pigeon versus a tank. And sure, PewDiePie did far better than most suspected, but still, T-Series came out on top as they were a major media company from the second biggest country in the world.
Have you guys seen the subscriber tier list recently?
No, I stopped caring about that once PewDiePie was no longer king.
Well, T-Series is like almost at 300 million now, and Mr. Beast is catching up. And then there are some other like random channels as well, like Cocomelon.
Yep.
Has Mr. Beast beat out PewDiePie now?
Yes, Mr. Beast Beast is the only independent creator, quote unquote, in the top like 5, if I remember correctly.
I would say the quote unquote was a good
corporatization of YouTube. Jesus Christ.
Mr. Beast has 250 million subscribers currently.
Jesus, man.
Let me look this up real quick.
No, it's very, very air quotes, individual creator. He's very much a business.
PewDiePie's down to 8th.
Yeah, it's the top 5 are T-Series, Mr. Beast, YouTube Movies, ? Cocomelon, and Sony India.
Sony India.
If you don't,
a lot of people in India.
If you don't count YouTube Movies and music, then PewDiePie is in fact 8th.
If YouTube wasn't banned in China, Chinese channels would be the number 1.
That's a completely unrelated thought, but I agree.
Yeah, and that's why are we really surprised that the second most populated and one of the most densely populated countries in the world has 2 of the top 5?
Yeah. Also, I would still consider Mr. Beast an independent creator in comparison to the other 4 people in that top 5.
He's not straight up a corporation.
I think he's as much of an independent creator as the progressive girl is the independent creator for the insurance company. He's definitely the face of a much bigger machine.
But the progressive girl didn't make progressive though.
No, but you see what I'm saying, right? Like I'm making the point that he's more of like the face. Like when he first started off, it was definitely just him and some friends making videos that exploded. But now it's very much a bigger machine, where he's still the face of it because it is he, Mr. Beast, but it's definitely not at the scale of an individual guy or a few guys messing around with a camera.
Yeah.
Have you seen him talk about how he avoids having a personality because it's bad for content or something?
Oh my god, yeah. I watched the entire Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just sorry.
It's kind of like horseshoe theory. It loops. You want to have a personality get really big on YouTube, but if you want to get top 2 in the world on YouTube, you have to just be bland as possible to appear to literally everyone. It's like horseshoe theory. It's gone so far.
Yep.
World. And where was TF2 during all of this? A staple of small content creation since practically YouTube's conception was nowhere to be seen. The reason for this is because TF2 YouTube was actually going through a really similar thing at the time, with Valve becoming noticeably more corporate, shifting all of their attention to Steam and more.
I'm not sure why he put the logos like that, because I don't think either of those logos are more corporate or less corporate than the other. If anything, the black and white one.
Because Nintendo did it.
If anything, the black and white one looks more corporate than the colorful one, or the singular color one.
I don't know.
Alluring games. This was such a big deal because up until this point,
chat, horseshoe theory is the political concept that something can become so conservative that it becomes liberal, or so right that it becomes left, or so left that it becomes right. I would give examples of this, but I don't want to talk politics. I'm applying this in this context to the idea that something on YouTube can become so big on YouTube that what you have to do to succeed is something that most smaller channels are doing and failing at. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
For more or less to be seen. The reason for this is because TF2 YouTube was actually going through a really similar thing at the time, with Valve becoming noticeably more corporate, shifting all of their attention to Steam and more alluring games. This was such a big deal because up until this point, for more or less, a lot of content was dictated by Valve. A lot of attention came in from the fact that Valve released consistent updates to TF2, and creators relied on that influx to not only increase audience engagement, but their own engagement as well.
This is true. This is correct. I agree with the idea that TF2 content has been forced to become more creative due to the lack of content that's put out by Valve. and I think that's really cool, in like its own sad kind of way.
So what were they to do now that Valve abandoned ship? Well, there were a couple of things. Either you can leave, going to greener pastures, or quitting YouTube altogether, or you can stick around, innovating and pushing through for this amazing game. And I'm not saying...
Oh, if only he was here.
If only he was here.
If only he was here. This is all his fault. Where is the what? The Where Show.
The Where Show.
The Where Show. Just can't show up to UFR.
Or like the Who Show. Who?
Yeah. Literally a nobody. Never heard of him.
One way is better than another. Both ways have their reasons and are completely valid. But TF2 is clearly on a downward spiral. And it's not like content creators were the only ones that were suffering, because bots as well were making it miserable for casual players. And Valve did nothing. This game that they put so much character, so much heart and soul into, was being killed by negligence. Like Ozymandias, it was the idea of a great game being forgotten to the sands of time. Something had to happen to...
What a wild pull for like a thing.
I mean, good.
Ozymandias.
Bro, just
I thought he was talking about the Breaking Bad episode. I didn't actually know that was like a real thing.
I also only know about it than what it is because of the Breaking Bad episode.
I didn't know it was a Breaking Bad episode. You and I are not the same.
He's in like Watchmen,
You and I
too,
are not
right?
the same.
That's the guy in Watchmen?
Yeah, Ozymandias. That's that one guy with the guitar, I think, actually.
Oh.
Forgotten to the sands of
I think he's Zesty. I knew one person to get it.
time.
It took me a second.
What happened to stop this runaway train from derailing and destroying all that TF2 had left?
Could you imagine if he randomly pulled out the trolley problem?
Yeah.
While showing end of the line.
It's perfect. Valve really pulled the lever. In Meet Your Match, Valve pulled the lever and killed more people unintentionally, but didn't want to kill like the one person, and the one person was the casual community.
Yeah, it's like the
competitive community
problem where
yeah.
you pull the lever and it fucks everyone instead of just killing the one guy.
That's true, actually.
It's like the worst one.
They thought they were choosing between the competitive and the casual community, but in reality, they were just choosing the game and not the game.
Yeah.
Just
2020 was a rough year for the world, with something bad happening every single month. And
did he even put Oh no, he did put COVID. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was on there.
In April of 2020, the voice actor for Soldier, Rick May, died. It took multiple strokes, a pandemic, and mouth cancer to take the man down, and the internet came together in consolidation over the loss of a great man. It was such a big deal, the sleeping giant Valve...
The statues they put in honor of Rick May are like the last cool thing Valve has done for this game.
Yes.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
woke up to pay their respects to the great man before quickly going back to sleep. But with Rick May's passing, something in the community snapped as they realized this was no longer just a game. It was an experience, a memory that never gave up on us just because it was no longer Valve's premier game. And it didn't get that attention doesn't mean that we should stop loving it.
I like the drawing in the background. I just noticed it.
There was so much heart and soul that was poured into this game. Team Fortress 2 was...
Do you guys agree that like Rick May's death was like the main thing?
No, it was by no means.
No.
It was by no means a pivoting point in terms of like a resurgence in love for the game. It was absolutely COVID that caused for a surge of players, and this shows in player statistics that people were coming into the game, and so you had more content creation being done around it.
I'll self-report a little bit. Rick May's death is what reminded me to play TF2 again in 2020.
There you go.
So it got me.
dying, and it wouldn't be long until it was dead. And then what? What of all of that love and care? Was it to be wasted? What of the legacy of Rick May? Was it to be tainted by some neglectful company? What about Kideo 706? There was a realization of
What's
how
that edit?
important...
That was a very strange.
He had it.
edit.
He had it like what about Kideo 706, and it just cuts away like it's a joke or something. That's so weird.
It does cut kind of like a joke. Oh damn,
Yeah.
that's kind of sad.
And Team Fortress 2 was to not only gaming, but all of YouTube. And so in a last-ditch effort,
Save TF2.
Whoa!
Guys,
fucking leap, what a fucking jump in the timeline here.
We went from 2020 to 2022.
Yeah, what a jump in the timeline, Jesus.
I mean, at least you didn't say like, "Hey, did you know that Scout's name is German?" Like, it's an improvement, I guess, from last time.
Yeah, just bring it up every time.
Could you imagine if he brought it up again?
God, every time, like I'm gonna tear us back into this video with some anger. Every time I'm reminded of Save TF2, it just pisses me off.
Guys, I think we should invite Richter to overtime into the Discord call. What do you think?
This is why we need the What Show here to give the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have UFR episode 5 again. That's what we need.
we need a big war.
We need to have everyone yell at each other. Tony Allen is here just like last time.
Yeah.
Just like old times.
Let's just, Richter, stay reeled in, bud. We know you're chomping at the bit, but keep yourself reeled in, bud.
Tony Allen, are you aware that your name is the same as a basketball player, by the way? I didn't learn that until today.
Yeah, it's the same as I was, because like my whole name, like I'm just impersonating Tim Allen, and then I made my YouTube channel my first name instead to avoid confusion, and then it completely backfired because of the basketball player. And there's also like a drummer who I think is dead named Tony Allen. So
I forgot it was Tim Allen. I thought it was just Tony Allen, and you were just pretending to be him, the fucking Toy Story guy or whatever.
Toy Story guy. I love Toy Story
guy.
guy.
I don't know what he does. He's Home Improvement. I don't know. That's his other thing.
Yeah.
Like I already see where he's going with this in the video. I think he's going to ascribe the resurgence in like new tubers for TF2 because of Save TF2, when in reality it was just everyone being inside for 2 years that made more people want to make YouTube videos.
Remember when Save TF2 saved TF2? It was a beautiful time.
That was crazy.
Saved the whole game and fixed everything.
Also, I was gonna throw out there that sorry, the Discord overlay is being weird. That's not what I was gonna throw out. I was gonna throw out that I want the What Show to come on and explain to us why different letters are different, or different words or different colors in the paragraph, and like if there's like a secret code that no one's figured out yet in the Save TF2 poster.
That's right. That's weird.
There's like
so much, so many community. TF2 Unplayable, we creators unite. Love, care you us? Info below post.
So much, so many community. It's kind of funny. That describes
TF2 means. TF2 means to the has gone through a lot, but now is an end state. Have decided to and share our, and for TF2 will join.
I think that's so much, so many community describes Save TF2 in like a nutshell. It sounds like a Doge version of TF2.
A sleeper cell activation code.
So much, so community. Anyways.
Richter in chat, let me in.
For help.
It's like slamming on the door.
It's the yeah. It's that one meme.
It's that one meme.
Pleading to please update their game, even if it wasn't some major stylistic update. The bots need to be fixed, and
yet no one was saying this. Like 95% of the discourse surrounding Save TF2 was everyone saying, "Oh, Valve, we love your game. We love this game. Look at all the stuff we do for the game. Look at the videos we make for the game. Look at us YouTubers. We YouTubers make videos. Your game is so popular and cool. We love it." No, like the very small minority of the people were like directly addressing the problem by saying, "Hey, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You offer this game as functional and playable with heavily incentivized microtransactions. You make tens of millions of dollars a year off this fucking video game, and for half of the fucking day, this game is not playable because you do nothing about cheaters and you do nothing about bots. Fix your fucking game." And no one was saying that.
TF2 community, we hear you.
We should start a petition for this.
We should start a petition for this. I wish some guy started a petition for this. That'd be
I
crazy.
just realized he has a fucking framed picture of Luigi in the background. That's great.
What? Wait, where? What?
In his back, like not on the background we see right now. On the
I see it.
It's just like fucking key art from Mario Wii or something. That's amazing.
The bots need to be fixed, and it came by to the front page of the internet with a bunch of different creators making content on it.
I didn't know that Ludwig made a video.
Yeah, you know what's funny? All of these guys said the quiet part. Like, all these guys said, yeah, the game is bloated with bots and that Valve needs to fix it. But no one in the TF2 sphere was saying that.
Yeah.
God, it makes me mad.
Mean. That's negative. That's toxic and bad. So you can't say that.
It drives me insane.
No.
Who's the bottom right? I can't tell.
I can't see.
Yeah, no clue.
And it failed. To get Valve to change. But I won't say it was a complete failure. See, with hashtags...
No, it was a complete failure.
Yeah.
Like, nothing positive came out of Save TF2 at all.
Nothing positive happened.
No, and it's oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Save TF2, people realized why they love the community. It's not for updates. It's for the people and seeing what people can do with this amazing game.
People don't come to TF2 for the people, they come for the game.
I was gonna say I don't like the idea that people come to TF2 for the people. I don't like that idea. That idea kind of frustrates me. Like I think that people who go to something like if people go to like consume a video game for the people that play it, that video game shouldn't have staying power. Just by the nature of, yeah.
No, but it depends on the kind of game. So like VR chat, if you have like social games, then the entire reason to play it is for the people that are on it.
Yeah.
VR chat really isn't a game. It's like a
there's no lose condition in VR chat unless you like make up one socially.
like I view VR chat as like going to the club, like the social club, except that I get to be like a big tittied Renamon or something.
Do you play VR chat, Zesty?
I did for like 5 minutes, and it was great.
I'm glad. I've never played it.
Oh, dude, I was like, as soon as I played, I was like, my best friend since freshman year of high school is like a super hardcore furry. Like, listen, I'm not into it. I respect it, but I'm not into it. And within 5 minutes, I'm surrounded by like 8 other dudes with fucking furry avatars, giant tits and shit. I'm like, whoa, this is great. And then I had my fill after 5 minutes.
That's fair. That sounds right.
Yeah. I think I experienced everything that game has to offer in 5 minutes. Not to knock the experience, I enjoyed it, but yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave it up because I don't think the What Show's showing up. I'm gonna leave it up to a vote by the panel, for whether or not I should let Zest
kick me out.
No,
get Zesty on here.
I'll leave it up to a vote by the panel for whether or not I should let Richter on, because I know chat wants it, but I want to know how comfortable everyone is here.
I'm okay with it.
I like Richter.
I say yeah, that'd be cool.
All right,
he's a cool guy.
So Alan, your vote doesn't matter. Sorry about that.
I'm also not really part of the panel, for the record, but whatever.
You are one of the hosts.
Release
well,
the
then
child.
your vote doesn't matter either.
Let's get him on.
All right, everyone, just inhale.
Brace.
Aye. What was going on there? Why did we need a vote to get Richter Overtime in here? Why are we treating Richter Overtime like he's the stinky kid you don't want to let sit at the lunch table?
I can smell this. I can smell it already.
You smell like camembert cheese.
Also, infuriating, Lucid. Lucid, do we have a problem? I had something to say for every single topic that you just went through. You know, you remember when the guy said the joke about team recognition? I thought of that 10 seconds before him. And then I had to listen to him make the joke that I came up with before him. You know the pain?
Start of his fucking villain Joker arc.
I had to listen to you guys be wrong about Jerma, saying that he was always a TF2ber. He wasn't. He was not always a TF2ber exclusively.
You fucking.
He did
No. I never. No. You're already wrong, because I never said that he was always and only a TF2 YouTuber. He was primarily a TF2 YouTuber for a pretty good chunk of time, and he was like one of the guys that spearheaded TF2 content.
You thankfully stopped them when they said that Star was an innocent victim, because he was an asshole when he was leaving the community. He was a little bit of a prick.
No, yeah.
Everyone else was letting that slide.
Yeah, he brought that on himself for spitting in the face of the community and his own subscribers, you know, for like not liking the content he was making. Like, why are these videos that are not TF2 doing as well as the ones that people came for initially, which are TF2 videos? Wow, you guys must hate me and yada yada yada. I hate this game. Bye. and then, oh wow, shocker, people don't like that you did that.
I just think that Star fucked up by not only, he didn't just change the type of content he was making, he changed the format of content he was making at the same time. It's just, you're just going to alienate people. He went from a TF2 YouTuber to an Overwatch streamer, which is just like, it's a completely different type of content that people didn't sign up for that. I say that as someone who used to very much respect Star. I actually loved Star's non-TF2 videos. His like Swedish, what's the cooking show? That video is one of my favorites.
His videos are very entertaining, and I think he just needed to not get butthurt.
Germa and Star's GTA 4 videos are some of my favorite videos on the entire YouTube platform. They're so funny. I come back to them every 6 months. And so to see him be mad that like, oh, this video I made, it took slightly longer to get 1 million views than my TF2 video would have. And to see him make that video where he came in crying, he was like, guys, I've been getting made fun of for like 7 years on the internet, and like putting mean comments of guys saying you're gay and fat on like the screen. Like, why did you do that? Why are you as a man? Like, I listen, I'm sure he's a nice guy. But why are you as a man crying in a scripted video and then like deleting it? Like, if you're gonna cry, can you at least like stand on that? Like, if you're gonna like make out your like victim story, you should at least stand on it and not like delete it. I don't understand that.
Yeah, Star effectively went scorched earth and removed.
And I loved Star, When this inevitably gets clipped and sent to Star by one of my many adoring fans, I want Star to know that I love him, and I have much love for him in my heart, but that was really lame of him. That was a confusing.
I don't.
Also, his new video didn't do very good, and I feel bad for him.
That's fine. He deserves it, whatever.
Holy shit.
Well, I mean, what you poke a beehive, you're gonna get stung, right? You make a mistake, you fuck up, you learn from it.
Yeah. Listen, we were talking about Save TF2 or something.
Well, that was just brought up in this video, and how that apparently he thinks some good came out of it, which none of us can see.
Zesty, why did I catch you bringing up Jill? Like, that's not a talking point I was arguing with you about a week ago. What's up with that?
I know. I also said that this is something that you and I were discussing, and at the time it was relevant to bring up.
You told me I was wrong. You told me I was wrong when we were arguing about it.
Well, no, I didn't tell you were wrong.
You did.
No, I did not. I did not say you were wrong.
I had to sit there as a punishment.
Show me where I said that you're wrong.
Well, it happened in a voice chat, you fucking gabagool.
God, here we go.
Every time you guys talk, I'm amazed at the fact that you have time to talk in voice calls like other. Like I only ever talk to like Alan like once every week, like in person. So like you guys are like, oh, I called you the other day, and I'm like, how do you do that?
We talk every day.
Oh,
bosom buddies. Literally every waking moment we speak to each other.
Zesty, you talking about me and you?
Yeah, we're like a married couple.
Yeah, me and Zesty were best friends. We go back
best
to
buddies.
The war.
Oh, our next big collaboration's coming out. You're my new Minecraft girlfriend.
I would watch that. I would watch. I would watch Minecraft girlfriend roleplay between the two of you. You guys would just argue for like 10. You guys would argue for 10 minutes. It'd be great.
Can we improv it right now, please?
No, I'm not pulling up Minecraft.
I wear the pants, bitch. I wear the pants.
Here's the thing that you guys don't know about Zesty is that like I make Zesty look like a work slopper. I make him look like a defense. If you think that Zesty cares about the art style and war paints, see, actually, I was the first guy to ever care about war paints on TF2.
I was the first
they won't
guy
tell you
to
that.
ever care
Zesty
about
he totally stole that from me.
No one cares.
I was the first.
No one gives a shit.
Are you guys unaware?
Everyone knows I was the guy making war paint reviews on YouTube, and I was also the first guy who was doing workshop streams. He stole all of this from me.
Big retcon.
He was doing it back in like 2012. I don't know how even.
Literally, when the game came out before war paints existed, Richter was like, "I care about that."
He was already mad about it.
From the womb, he was doing it.
He was. He was born into like an Aztec tribe, and he was like the person who put the war paints on everybody else before they went into battle. That was Richter.
Yeah. He invented the whole concept.
Also, this is no one else is gonna get this. Alan, Yuki just woke up. He's in chat.
Yeah.
That's such a tragedy. He woke up at 2 in the morning.
Why did we need a panel to get me on here to make sure everyone was comfortable? Do I make people in this call?
No, like we were expecting.
We were
expecting someone else to show. We were expecting the what to show up, and we didn't want people butting heads. And then now he's a no-show. So here you are.
It's also not. It's also not even really that. It's more just like after the last episode you were on, I try to like make sure I know everyone is who's coming on in advance to avoid like things from happening because episode 5 is such a wild fucking experience to watch.
What is episode 5?
It's the last one. It's the last one Richter was on, where Richter.
So somebody was complaining that I made them uncomfortable on that stream.
No, that's literally not what I said.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Me when I say not that.
No, it's just the insane arguments that were happening during that episode.
My girlfriend walked in the middle of that. That's why I muted, and I didn't hear the full sentence. So I'm sorry. I was guessing.
No.
Using my context clues. What did you say?
I said no. It's because I like knowing who the panel is on in advance to avoid any sort of conflict from happening, and that's not necessarily.
You think I'm going to cause conflict?
No.
Why would I do it?
Not you. Not you inherently.
No, not you specifically. Which is the next.
Just go back and watch the episode. Like you were not the catalyst. It was other people coming in.
It wasn't even. It was
butting heads.
There was no catalyst. It just kind of was a thing that happened, and it was great. But it was like something I could only take every 2 months.
I might not have started that, but I definitely ended it. I'll say that.
I don't remember.
They're saying in chat that was actually peak UFR. I think they're right.
Well, they say peak UFR because people love internet drama and will eat up anything that they can come across.
That wasn't even drama. That was just me.
Oh, it was. It was just stupid, petty squabbling for about 20 minutes.
Who was I squabbling with? What happened? I don't remember. It was so long ago. I can't go back and fucking watch the 2-hour stream in the middle of this, Zesty. That's not how this works.
He bro has like object permanence, but like with streams and the things he says. Has no idea.
I don't remember. That was so long ago.
Hey, bro, I don't remember either. It was like literally 10 years ago. I don't have any clue.
All I remember is I think Wheezy TF2 was really wrong about save TF2. I think.
He's fucking trolling. He's fucking. This is like fucking rat.
Am I wrong?
I need to ask Wheezy if he can come on and explain the save TF2 poster and what it means, because there's got to be a hidden code in there somewhere.
He's gonna explain how he's still wrong. He's gonna explain that he's still wrong about everything that we argued about.
God damn it! Here we go.
Man.
Oh yeah, there was also what's his face that came on and was upset about people.
Oh my god,
kissing
the guy
my ass.
who went in and said, "What the fuck you guys are saying? Zesty Jesus is epic. And you guys are acting like liberal. Zesty Jesus just says liberal," and then we booted him 5 seconds later because he was being annoying. That was a confusing moment.
I'm pretty sure he left
that very clearly.
No, I'm pretty sure he left on his own accord.
He left on his own, and he just came in and was being very combative and childish, and left on his own when he wasn't getting the reaction he wanted.
You know what? Love will win. If I learned anything from my best homie Ratlobber, love always wins. That's the answer to everything.
Oh, he makes good content. That's unrelated. I just want to throw that in there.
I want to point out this is this is going back a little bit, but I checked fucking Star's stupid channel, and he's doing fucking Half-Life 1 content. Okay,
is he really?
Good reason to be mad at him.
Yo, you could collab with Star.
He made one Half-Life 1
video.
Yeah. His main content now is like some RPG stuff he made on its own, I think.
He just uploaded a stream highlights video of him playing Half-Life 1, something he would have put on the second channel years ago, but he doesn't have any respect for his audience, so he put it on the main channel.
I see. I'm glad you know for his
specifically mine for Half-Life 1.
I'd like to meet the person who subscribed to Scar for Half-Life 1 content.
Maybe he loves his audience, but it doesn't seem like that from his videos talking about them, to be honest.
Well, I think
his
YouTube
I don't know.
Audience,
I think maybe he loves his streaming audience. He doesn't love his YouTube audience.
I think he's just doing what he wants.
He loves the dollar.
He got over trying to pander to people, which good for him.
You know, it's weird. I feel like Jerma and Star both coming back to TF2 should have been much more of a cultural moment than it was. It was kind of just nothing.
I agree.
Well, because people moved on. Like their type of content creation was popular when that type of content was relevant.
One of the most upsetting things about that was watching like chicken. Okay, no, I can't say that. Was watching guys.
Where is this going?
Do you guys know Zenith from YouTube.
Yeah.
Zenith
I know the
TF2.
word.
That guy was stream sniping them with his medigun that said subscribe to Zenith, and that just made me very upset. It was like desecrating like a holy work to be like, oh, Jarma and Star are back. This is my opportunity to plug my channel. I just felt like that was very disrespectful.
I mean, that's just what people do now. Because, like, I mean, this is what I was saying a moment ago, is their type of content is no longer relevant nor popular, and now it's been shifted towards growing a channel as a business and putting yourself at the forefront of said business, and it's all about you. Subscribe
By the
to
way,
me,
I'm very, very certain that Zenith will see that clip. I just want him to know that love will win and that I love him.
He's just trolling, okay? It's funny. I think that's funny. Fucking jump into the fucking return of Jerma stream or whatever and put a subscribe to you thing. That's funny.
But I mean, also that's the nature of streaming, because they never really streamed TF2 and they never opened themselves to the opportunity for those things to happen.
I gotta join this YouTube thing so I can watch this video with you guys. I didn't do that.
It's okay. You only have to scroll up a little bit.
Okay, I got it. And I think I'm into the Matrix, guys.
Yeah, Ricky.
There we go.
Let's learn what happened to Titanfall 2 YouTube.
Like Soundsmith and Lazy Purple breathing life back into it with animations that are rivaling the actual Saxy Awards while not even being animated videos. They're analysis videos on old topics made new. And in the SFM field, you have creators like Sino that have become so iconic with their animation style that it has bled.
It's just really good. just like throwing that out there. It's just really good.
No, Sino is a fucking amazing animator. He's insane. And he's also a good artist. He draws boobs.
Oh, real?
Let's go.
Yeah,
check him out on Twitter.
We should get him on the podcast. Yeah.
Of course, you'd know. Good guy.
Zesty, what's with you and internet boobs? It seems like you have a fascination.
I am a man, and I like tits. Is that so wrong?
That's a little fucking
real
weird.
boobs.
I just think the way you express it is peculiar.
Not really.
It's not the weirdest I've seen. I've known people in person who are weirder about it.
Like, I'm not a freak about it, you know.
He just mentions it on every
live. I know what I like. If there's a funny joke to be made and I lace it in there, I do it.
He definitely mentions it like 5 times every stream though, which is
absolutely,
which is funny. Boobs are funny.
So many other SFMs, and I only mean the most amount of respect to both creators whenever I say that Sino is kind of the new Kiddio 706, influencing other animations.
No, what do you mean, brother?
And dynamic.
That's one of those things. That's one of those things when you like read it, you should just not like. You should be like, maybe I shouldn't say it. Maybe you shouldn't put that.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch. I mean, it's one thing to inspire new creators to make content, but they're by no means comparable.
And here's the problem here is I feel like these people don't really know who Kiddio 706 was, to be honest. I'm glad that they want to pay their respect to him, but I feel like they don't really know the Kitty story, to be honest.
Like, this guy is young. Like, he was I don't know how old he is. He looks like he can't be older than 20. So he was 11 or 9, somewhere around there, when Kiddio 706 passed away, and not during the heyday of his content, right? So you're not wrong in that most people playing TF2 right now did not experience that era, nor really understand or know
here's the
these
thing that's
people or that
confusing
content.
is Kitty wasn't even really a TF2 guy. Like, he did like Gmod videos with TF2 characters in them. He also did plenty that didn't have TF2 characters in them. He did plenty of Half-Life videos. He did plenty of like fucking he did like fucking Alan Wake and shit. He did fucking insane Hotline Miami videos. He wasn't just a TF2 YouTuber. So saying that this like one animator is like this is also an animator, that's basically the full extent of his parallel, and I just think it's kind of shallow.
And people are always going to remember someone for their most famous work.
For sure.
I like this guy though. I think he's got love in him, and that's good.
Yeah.
No, like obviously he didn't say that with like ill intentions.
Shirt.
No, yeah,
no. He didn't. Like, and he said and it is out of respect and what have you. And I see where he's coming from, but it was worded very poorly.
I think that a better phrase he could have used would be something along the lines of passing the torch or carrying on the legacy from people like, and then list a bunch of people, including Kitty.
Yeah, I don't think the direct thing is good because it's really not that comparable.
I wouldn't say it at all. If it were me, but I'm saying if you wanted to say it, you should list like a bunch of animators too, and just be like generally animation, blah 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 blah.
Honestly, I think it's just performative shit. Honestly, like if you're coming into this and you're not like you weren't watching Kideo 706 like back then or whatever, and you're gonna act like you're specifically super upset still and super respectful about Kideo 706.
I gotta do my Kideo 706 video. I talked to Das shit. I was thinking I was gonna interview his widowed girlfriend and stuff. I think I could do a really good video on that.
I think that oh sorry.
See, I've got I talked to Das shit a couple times. He's cool. I was thinking, I don't know if I want to do like a charity drive because it feels performative, but what if I did like a Kideo 706 video and I put the and this is just an idea, like if I put the proceeds for it instead of toward like a charity, what if I got like a mural, like a street art done of him like in his hometown or something? That'd be a little more personal.
That'd be awesome, actually. That's cool.
I really like Kideo 706, and I feel like he hasn't been paid his flowers how he actually deserves. I feel like a lot of the like the RIP guys stuff is just so shallow. It's like, yep, RIP Rick. Anytime you see like anything good happen in TF2, you could go into like the Emesis Blue comments and there'll be people going, wow, if only Kideo 706 could see this. And it's like, wow, that's so insightful of you. Like he liked TF2, so he would have loved this. I feel like we can be a little bit
Team Fabulous guy.
What's going on with that? I feel like we could be a little more. I feel like we could be a little bit more insightful there.
I will say though, I don't think this person is being performative. I think that he thinks it's the right thing to do.
No, I don't either. I think that's the trend of the community, though. I'm not trying to attack this guy. This guy seems like he has love in him.
I think that generally this person in particular, from what like the tone I get, the vibe I get from him, he thinks he's doing that because he's giving a history of TF2 YouTube, and he thinks this is like the right thing to do because he thinks it's important enough to mention. And he wants
this title would make you think the whole thing is going to be like a case study, but so far it's just like a history lesson.
Yeah, agreed.
I really get that.
We also have people like Silent Man Joe that make weekly content that keep things interesting and funny. And on the other end,
I wouldn't
holy
say
freaking
interesting.
crap, that's straight up a movie.
I told you this would happen.
That's not a crazy prediction, you fucker. He mentioned the biggest TF2 movie ever made. Wow, what a shock. You fucking, you're trying to take so much credit.
It's not the biggest ever made.
For nothing. How dare you?
Rise of the Epic Scout is the biggest TF2 short ever made.
I've never even heard of that.
It has more views than
biggest TF2 short.
Also, cool S's in chat. This is not the best video we've watched on UFR because we've watched both Fish and the What on UFR. And I think
this is up there though.
This is from people who are not the Fish and the What and also Uncle Dane. This is the best video. Actually, the Uncle Dane one's debatable because it has worse writing than this, which is kind of sad. But it was his hot takes video, so it's,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't meant to be exactly well thought out.
Yeah, so for whatever that's worth.
But with people like Fortress Films and HoovyTube making consistent, amazing productions that are hours long, I could make an entire video on these alone. But this is the final nail in the coffin. We don't need Valve. Kind of. I'm sure no one would be complaining if we finally got...
No. There's a real problem here. You can't
Why'd
just
you have to
say
pause
we
on
don't
this
need Valve. We don't need Valve for TF2. We can just take the TF2 characters and invent like new bullshit. I don't like that idea. I feel like that's a crazy direction to take things.
I just think about Melee, and I'm like, no, that didn't work out for them. They lost. They were more dependent on Nintendo than we are, as in like the TF2 community are on Valve. But still,
I just think you can't ever trust the players. Didn't you just do a video on you can't trust the players because they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about?
That's coming after the stream.
Yeah.
Player count, player playtime rather.
Yeah.
That's it's true. Like the people who are in the community don't know where to take this, bro. If they did, they would be developers working at Valve.
But Richter, there's got to be someone out there who disagrees with you, and I bet they have more hours in the game than you. So, sorry about that.
Yeah.
really.
No, I agree. I think handing it off to the community to do with whatever they will, whatever they desire with the game, and taking it in their direction is an inherently terrible idea. And I mean,
I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to do like an optimism, sort of like, well, we can have fun without them, but it's just going to be hollow. It's just you're going to be contorting the game into something it's not, and you're going to be basically feasting on like a corpse for like 20 years.
No, yeah, and
try to play with like any new weapon in TF2 Classic or something like that, and it's just it's so clear that it just can't be replicated.
No, because these aren't
at
game
least not by
developers.
these people.
These are not game developers. These are not the original creators of TF2. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. A lot of the semblance of like TF2 being taken in an improper direction, if the reins were given to the community, look no further than the content dumps we've been receiving for the past 3 years.
I was just about to say that, PurpleColonel, that weird experience you get when you use a TF2C custom weapon. That's like seeped directly into the DNA of TF2 now with shit like zombie infection, where it's just this is something that like a bunch of guys put together in a couple months, and Valve just kind of stacked it on top of TF2.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You have
me and
Zesty,
we're tight like that. We got a psychokinetic bond.
If I may continue. The problem with that is that we have a bunch of people who are not video game developers who are trying to pump out content in as short of a time frame as possible so they can get their next paycheck, because that is the primary motivation for trying to get content into TF2. And then the quality of that content and the functionality of that content pretty much always comes second. And so as a result, we're going to keep getting more and more terrible un-TF2-esque content, like you said, stacked and piled on top of this game. Yeah. And that's the result of TF2 being handed over to the community. A bunch of people that their primary motivator is not for the best interest of the game.
Let's look at who's really left working on the game, okay? It's literally a guy who... he was like fucking 5 when this game came out, okay? Let's not act like the game isn't already basically in the hands of its community with Joshy. It is.
Okay, so I have 2 things I want to say. One, Uncle Metallic, the winglet was mentioned earlier in this video, and 2, I had a section in the video that's coming out after the stream about how people don't know necessarily, because of a high amount of playtime, how game design works. So they're not like, a lot of people seem to think that if you play a game a lot, you understand like game balance and shit, and you know what's good and what's not, and you don't. Like you don't understand the concepts of like how certain things get incentivized, what makes something overpowered versus not. But I ended up cutting it because I know that the response people are going to give is, well, so I have to have like a degree in game design in order to have an opinion. It's like, no, it's not that. It's once you start being given the keys, once you start being given the keys to the game and start having an effect, you should have like some sort of you should have something more than, I've played the game a lot. You can't just
I have a perfect example of this, and I wish I had sent this to you earlier. There is a YouTuber by the name of Gabber who started putting out very long commentary pieces about TF2 and TF2 updates, where he cites Valve steering TF2 in a competitive direction and citing competitive players for advice, where he notes a guy, like one of the biggest scout mains in TF2, who's like thousands and thousands of hours in game, but primarily only played competitive TF2. He did not know what the Mad Milk does.
Yeah.
and has like 6,000 hours on Scout, and does not know how half the weapons work in the game. and they asked people like that for the direction they should take TF2 in.
Now that
Zesty, I was really happy to hear you do a I told you so about the Meet Your Match thing, because you're very right that before you kind of blew the foghorn on that, people were kind of like, you weren't really supposed to talk shit about Meet Your Match. It was kind of like, oh, well, that wasn't their fault. And you kind of changed that. It's kind of, people are maybe more, and me personally, I didn't even remember specifically that it was Meet Your Match that did it. But when I went back and looked, like, yeah, that's the matchmaking update. The game really did suck after matchmaking. And I think a lot of people kind of woke up to that because of your videos, to be honest.
Well, because this is what happened, right? What happened, and this also shows in player statistics, is that after, because I've been looking at these data for like half a year now. What happened is after Meet Your Match came out, TF2 was hemorrhaging players. Like, people were leaving en masse after the update launched. There was a bump during Jungle Inferno, and because people came back hoping that Valve was going to revert the changes. But then after the update launched and people realized, oh shit, the game is going to stay this way, then the game reached its all-time low player count since going free to play. And then it remained low and then it started growing for reasons. Let me finish. And then it will start growing for reasons I will get into in a couple of weeks in my video. But then you started getting new spheres of people coming in that had no idea about anything that came before. Mostly younger people who were growing up in a time where competitive gaming, stronger focus on competitive esports and what have you, was what they grew up with and what they were. Everyone's told and in experiences fun differently, but that's what they grew up thinking was fun. And so when you come into TF2 with that mindset and you see someone who's an old head talking about the game and saying competitive killed the game when they were raised to think that competitive esports is the norm, of course you're going to get people giving pushback. When in reality, that is what happened, is leaning TF2 in a competitive direction fucking killed it. And now people are getting more comfortable with that idea because the popularity of esports in general is starting to dwindle.
I have to the person you said it, like the guy who scout player thousands of hours didn't know what the Mad Milk did. That kind of is an argument that I do make in the video, but in a different section, where I basically say, like, I could have 50 hours in a game, another person could have 10,000, but I could spend all those 50 hours in Pyro, and the other person could have not played Pyro once. And
exactly.
that can happen. And it sounds ridiculous, but you have just proved that, yes, that does happen.
Yeah, it happens very often. I mean, fuck, look at Stabby.
Really...
Stabby has 10,000 hours on Spy and like 5 on Scout.
Mm-hmm.
What's really confusing to me about the Meet Your Match discourse, I saw some people in chat say Richter's wrong. They did shit on it. The angle that people took when they were mad at Meet Your Match is, oh, well, they didn't go hard enough, and it wasn't their fault. They should have fucked with it more. And the argument, Zesty. The actual God honest take that people had was, wow, these people who like joined Valve after TF2 came out didn't steer it in a completely opposite direction enough. That was the opinion of the TF2 community on like a surface level when you went to like
the YouTubers.
If you listen to
the YouTubers were doing that, where they thought that Valve didn't lean into the shitty homebrew competitive mode hard enough. They were upset that the competitive mode that they shipped with the game was not a carbon copy of what they were already playing.
We have to analyze the fact that TF2's community was just a place of sheer optimism back then as well, though. Like there was no reason, like even Valve's worst fuck ups prior to Meet Your Match were nowhere near that bad.
Well, like as a new player coming into like TF2 and actually starting to play it in 2020. Hearing Dane say the fucking thing about like, oh, in 5 years.
Wait. When did you start playing Lucid?
I started playing. I have been watching TF2 since 2014, but I started playing the game actively in 2020.
Oh my goodness, you baby.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, Richter, that's like 75% of people playing the game right now.
No,
mostly
I know
playing
that,
after 2017, if not sooner.
This is the guy leading the counterculture stream. And he started in 2020.
It's not even counterculture. It's common sense.
Yeah, I don't need to have a stupid amount of history because I do research, like, which is not something that at least a lot of people who I know who have.
That's something you do, Richter.
No, hey, I
know you're hating on the kid, Lucid.
That's not.
Didn't let me in here. Let me sit there for 2 hours.
You guys are like the same age. Be quiet. 2
hours before I was let on the stream. Your whole chat said, "Get Richter on." They said, "Put 1 if you want Richter on," and they all put 1. And you made me wait 2 hours.
Oh, one guy put a 1.
Yeah, it was like maybe 3.
Everyone.
They wanted me on here. The whole world.
The people wanted him on.
I Show Speed called me and he said, "This is an outrage."
Can we call another panel vote?
Cannot help but slam his throbbing cock on the table. Look how big it is, guys.
I can hear.
Holy shit!
I can hear the girth.
Maybe each podcast it should just be like a short 20-minute burst of Richter.
Now, what were you so scared of, Lucid, letting me on the stream?
Because you weren't on the original panel. You weren't on the original panel.
This is how fucking Zoomers act. Okay, this is
what
fucking.
Are you scared of? A little bit of a dynamic interaction. You're scared of that?
No.
Your podcast needs to be dynamic. That's what makes it interesting. We should switch to watching Overwatch Tracer butt videos right now. Just to keep it dynamic.
Yeah,
that's my next idea.
Interested.
Yes. Upon further Richter, I agree.
The heavy update or sniper was
upon further Richter. That's
anyway.
The bots But still, TF2 content is no longer dependent on Valve. I'd say we're finally out of that tunnel, with content being made about...
We were never... Define dependent. I want to hear you define dependent, because there's no way we are not dependent on Valve now, but we were dependent on Valve at any point in the past. That can't happen.
Because, I mean, I wonder if he's going to address the fact that the same videos have now been made over and over again for almost 8 years.
Yes.
I wonder if he says that.
Facet of the game. You want challenges?
He seems too optimistic to say that, I think.
We'll see.
Also, hey, we got the what? We got fish. We got 2 people I don't recognize. Hooray.
Development, we got it. Animations,
where's
we
Zesty
super
Jesus
got
in
it.
this?
Anything you want is being made in spades.
I'm not big
TF2
enough.
YouTube
You know,
is
if,
no
if
longer...
Zesty Jesus isn't mentioned in this video or alluded to, I'm just gonna say it. That's bad history.
That's
Well,
unmentionable.
I mean,
He's the unmentionable
anyone
one.
who's done a modicum of research will understand to leave me out of their video.
Zesty Jesus is an outlier. He shouldn't be included in the data.
Like if you just Google my name, you're immediately going to be presented with a bunch of the drama. So of course they're not going to put me anywhere in a video.
He's gonna say the unmentionable.
I love the unmentionable.
Yeah, I am the unmentionable.
He who shall
on
not be
Valve.
named.
And it's to the point where I would say Valve can pretty well keep doing what they're doing, and TF2 YouTube will be pretty well fine. And I know that sounds like a hyperbolic statement, and it is. This is a YouTube video.
There's also just not like a
Listen,
actual English sentence.
I was talking to the top homie, the top dog, just the other day. El Maxo's fucking... Actually, maybe I shouldn't say that, but like, I just want to say it's not like hunky-dory. It's not hunky-dory. It's grim for everybody. Nobody's looking at TF2 right now and going, wow, I'm so excited to make videos about this for another 10 years. Nobody's doing that. This is like a total delusion.
What the fuck, dude? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What's so funny? What's so funny, Lucid?
I can't tell if I'm delirious or if I just... never mind. It's fine.
What's so funny? No, I want to know.
I think if I may be so bold to make this claim, not all TF2 YouTubers are doing this, but definitely the bigger ones who post more consistent content, I think, are really only doing so because they have to, and they can't branch off into doing something else more popular and lucrative because it won't take off.
Yeah, they
Well,
haven't.
what
They
you're
haven't read.
witnessing
They
is
haven't
people
read the...
realizing that TF2 has an incredibly just consistent launch pad for people to launch mediocre YouTube careers. And so you're seeing like it's the knowledge of that, the news of that is only getting out like faster and faster. So you're just seeing more people who are, making a couple TF2 videos because they want to be the next like Jay Schlatt. And that's like their entire idea as well. I'm going to do TF2 videos and then I'm going to mix it up with streams and then we're going to play Lethal Company and then we're going to farm that on TikTok and then I'm going to be famous. And that's like everybody's idea of like what TF2 is well, this is the launch pad. And like it's very disheartening if you actually care about this game.
TF2, it does seem as though TF2 is a pretty strong springboard for a lot of content creators where they make a few big videos, they pop off, and then they try to branch out to do other things.
It has a large NPC consumer base.
So, Richter, I actually came up with a pretty interesting correlation here. I like to think of TF2 as the Sonic the Hedgehog of multiplayer online games, where a lot of people know about Sonic the Hedgehog, a lot of people know the characters, a lot of people are familiar with the games. There's millions of videos and artwork and memes and all the other stuff that comes along with it. But not that many people actually play Sonic games right now. Like globally, there's not that many people playing a Sonic game. And that's what
they've all been trashed for like 20 years straight, so I don't blame them.
TF2 could be popular. TF2 could be popular if there was a good TF2 game.
No, but listen.
A new one.
But Sonic is still insanely popular. Shitloads of people talk about it and make content and art and things about it, right? Like there is a culture surrounding that game. Yeah. And that culture, that base is always going to be there, regardless of how many people are actually playing the game. And that's why TF2 is such a good springboard for content creation, because there's always going to be people around to look at those videos. Old fans and new fans alike, mostly new people, because this game cycles players faster than the washing machine cycles socks. But you're always going to have people around to watch content about it, even though it is the same thing.
Just a minute ago, he put we got challenge videos. Elmax, I'm going to say this, Elmax, if you get clipped this, I'm sorry. Elmax was just telling me the other day about how he noticed as soon as he did challenge videos, that was just a meta for 8 months. And that everybody just copied him. And that's true. Like, to use that as an example of, wow, we're like invigorated because we like El Maxo had this idea that other people were doing on other parts of YouTube with the like 100 days of Minecraft shit. He's like, I could do that for TF2, and he did it, and it was a big success. Already that was derivative of something else. He fucking killed that shit though. I'm not trying to not player hating.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I probably shouldn't talk about him. He literally got sent the last time I talked about him on stream, and he's like, "Dude, what was this about?" And I was like, "Fuck, I shouldn't."
Remember when I made an offhand comment about his video and he like got pissed off at me? Yeah. But no, this just goes back to what you're. This
awesome.
Listen,
Okay,
listen,
Maxo is a good guy.
To steer it back to the conversation at hand, this just goes back to TF2 being a really viable springboard where you have people chasing the popularity of the current trend, right? And so you see one good video, like people do this like fucking Mr. Beast videos all the time, and other big channels. They see one video do well, they copycat and think they can do well, as well. And it's no different for any other video game or any other piece of popular content.
It's just called being tapped in, Zesty.
Well, no, and that's what YouTube has become, because YouTube has become the corporate repeating video structure over and over again that people farm in order to get famous. And it's no longer about the enjoyment or the engaging sense or environment created by an individual or their uniqueness. Now it's all about what can get the most views the fastest. Not saying all people do this, but it's definitely a much, much stronger focus on that.
You know, I think this game is it's dying. Maybe actually, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe it's kind of dying a little bit.
No, TF2's already dead. It's been dead for 10 years.
Also, real quick, chat. CD and Unleashed are not goated. You're fucking gaslighting yourself into it just because the fucking new games are worse.
Good.
Okay,
Mania's good.
That's a huge
Sonic
outlier
Mania is
for a million
phenomenal.
reasons.
God.
No, I agree. I'm just saying.
It's a little peculiar. He's doing this TF2 video, but it's all Nintendo and Sonic in the background. I will say I like the guy's. I like his whiteboard gimmick. I think that's cute.
I also
look at the way he's stacking his Wii games on top of his other Wii games because he doesn't have enough shelf space. I can relate really hard. That's like a really relatable moment. That's good.
Also, chat, you can't pick the Ace of Spades. All of these cards are various pattern like amalgamations. They're not real. You've been lied to. These are not actual things. There's nothing on these cards. There's nothing here. You've been lied to. They're all squares. Fuck you.
What the fuck?
Fuck you.
You know what? What else is Mama
actually a really cool deck of cards.
About? I gotta know.
Yeah, I agree, Zesty. They're all various combinations of colors. I think it's really cool. It's not for playing. It's just for like demonstration purposes.
That is the what's show on the whiteboard. What the fuck?
Anyways,
what?
But
it's just a cartoon character.
That's the what show.
With TF2.
Anyways, continuing.
Having multiple player peaks within the last couple of years,
fake,
as well as
fake,
many original content creators coming
Richter,
back just
please.
to make a couple few videos, but still they're coming back. And I know that TF2 has its issues. The game code is becoming more and more outdated.
Oh my God,
as
the
we
coconut
speak,
thing.
and
That's not
just
real.
Fake news. It's just made up. That's not even. Also fake. I should have done my fake yell then. Zesty, why did you have to just bitch me like that in front of a live audience of 140 people?
Richter, for the love of God, I've told you why multiple times in our fucking conversations. I don't appreciate it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Zesty. I didn't mean. Well, actually, I still don't know what's going on, but I'm sorry.
he really does wear the pants. Holy shit.
I
Oh my god.
He's getting handled
Getting
with
our
the dog
business.
and
The bots.
profile pic.
But still, we're no longer dependent on Valve.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
It means we can have Krampus and we can have Emesis Blue, and that's all he needs to be happy.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
What does being dependent on Valve mean? How are we not dependent on Valve now? But we were dependent.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: like, content creation has always been independent of the developer. They're not having a hand. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And so, regardless if Valve is going to update the game or not, you're going to have people making stuff for it all the time. Period.
Make videos about Overwatch
John Smith
1.
can make
the
a
game
video
doesn't
once
exist
a year,
anymore.
you know.
Yeah.
if you want to play the game, though, good luck doing it without a Steam account.
What?
Who cares about the fucking game? That's not important.
That's
Really
not what I
smart.
make. That's not what I make videos about.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yes,
very
whenever-
smart about Overwatch's presentation is it's like a very optimistic looking game. And that was just very appealing to people who were looking at like the depressing barrel of like TF2. I think that was actually really genius of them. The game just has a cheery optimism to it that I think really
Not always use more
helped with
heroes.
success. Also, it had a big butt on the British girl, and I think that also was probably a good thing.
That was the main selling point.
Until they got into
But
controversy
it
like
wouldn't have been
immediately
good if
by
it was
nerfing
like
her.
it wouldn't have done well if it was like a depressed girl with a butt. It had to be like a cheery girl, and they were like, yeah, this is awesome.
Hey,
That's my new
Victor
opinion.
in chat. He said that we aren't dependent on Valve 3 different times. That's why I had the reaction I did. This isn't the first time he said it.
When I first started researching for this video, I was really expecting a clear-cut TF2 YouTube is dead. Because, well, if you're not in the community, that's really what it looks like.
Bro is a J-Schlatt fan. Holy shit. Bro
what,
really
what
likes
J-Schlatt. Has J-Schlatt ever touched TF2? What is this?
No,
shit?
there's no way J-Schlatt hasn't played TF2. Like, just like the.
Well, I mean, sure, but like, has he fucking?
Again, this is like the Sonic
content,
the Hedgehog phenomenon. You have tons of people that have played Sonic the Hedgehog before, and they know of it.
I feel like J-Schlatt definitely has like said something about TF2. He's cared.
But he's about to.
I think we're about to hear it.
It's basically the equivalent of like it was about as culturally significant as like almost Minecraft. So it's like if Minecraft sucked for 8 years, you would still be able to find people who remember Minecraft fondly.
For sure. Yeah.
People still make videos about StarCraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like TF2. It's like you
Holy shit, he did mention it. Zesty, I thought you were like completely stupid.
Let's listen.
What it looks like.
But it's like TF2. It's like you have the community that plays it, but you don't hear about TF2 ever.
The thing is, TF2.
That's like the thing you guys were just saying, like almost verbatim.
Yeah.
That's the Sonic. He identified the same thing. Holy shit.
Content is the furthest.
I think that goes for like everything. Like you don't hear about the intricacies of fucking Call of Duty if you're not like actively in the community already. So
yeah, you have to be in the sphere, otherwise you're not going to pay. Like for me, I know nothing about Roblox, so to me, I always hear about Roblox, but like I don't see people talking about it all the time because I don't go out of my way to see that content.
Yeah, but it's consistently like one of the biggest games anyway. Like yeah.
Dead. As a matter of fact, it's to the point where if you just watch TF2 YouTube and don't play the game that much, the bots are only going to seem like an underlying issue.
Which is not a good thing.
No, and that's how most people view TF2 right now.
Yes, agreed. That is not a good thing.
Most people have no idea how bad of a state the game is in. Like,
only
they have no idea.
Yeah,
I gotta sell my fucking items in this game. I don't think I'm ever gonna play it again, honestly.
Way ahead of you. I already cashed out.
I did it first, then Zesty copied me because it was cool when I did it. And
oh my god, you idiot!
But guys, 2027.
Guys, 2027.
I like. We keep setting the goalposts back. First it was 2025. Now it's 2027. 2029 will be our year, guys.
That's save TF2, guys.
They did it
because we're
playing the long con. One of us has to get a job at Valve. That's why 2029.
Oh, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. I got it.
You think people haven't tried to do that? You don't think people?
No, people tried to get.
It's not like Jill did that shit, and that's
like Joshy did that. So. That's how Josh. That was Joshy's game plan. He was like, "I'm a TF2 fan. I'm gonna work at Valve." He had to go make Linux for them. He had to go make like their entire fucking. He had to go make them like $50 million off the Steam Deck before they let him touch TF2.
That's yeah.
You're able to edit footage and
your edit footage, bro.
Like it's such a revealing thing. You're able to edit footage. Oh, I love
You're
that.
able to edit
Lucid,
footage.
you're having a giggle, bro. You're having a crazy wicked giggle.
I love that.
You're able to edit.
Did I miss something?
I don't know what the context. What is it?
Well, no, he's saying like the reason you don't see like if you watch any given TF2 video that's not about bots, you're not going to see bots because they cut out. Like they don't show bot footage. That's what he's saying.
It just sounds like he's enamored with the concept of editing.
Like that's why the people who don't play TF2 think it's an underlying issue.
That's why the video has these audio issues. He's so amazed by the program every time he opens it up. He can't actually get much done with it.
He's like, "Whoa, look at all the things I can do.
I can edit footage.
I
fucking timeline, dude."
I'm just picturing.
I like that when I look at this still frame of this young gentleman, I can see the passion and topic in his
Luigi hat.
I can tell he cares about what he's speaking about, and I think
He
hoorah!
Right now, he looks like
brother.
the biggest Luigi
Can
fan.
we get a subscribe to Dr. Gamer in chat?
Subscribe to Dr. Gamer, everybody.
Hey, shout
he
out
likes
to
to
that
edit
guy.
footage.
It's to the point where if you just watch TF2 YouTube and don't play the game that much, the bots are only going to seem like an underlying issue because, you're able to edit footage. And
it's really like not that funny.
Not gonna want the
so funny to me. sorry.
Footage of them dying 90 times to a bot. They're gonna want the footage where it's an active game full of people and they're pub stomping, because not only does it make them look better, it's also more entertaining to watch. And so because of that, they cut out all of the bot footage. They get rid of that, unless if it's a video specifically about bots. And the weird thing is, bots don't seem to be affecting creators that much. Sure, there's still...
Well, it's because anybody who's played this game long enough to bother like making videos on it will know about the community server browser.
Yeah, that's
they know how to go out of their way to avoid cheaters or bots mostly.
Unless they need footage.
A lot of problems. It's a problem with the game, but as I stated earlier, creators can just...
It's the same clip of him saying you get to edit footage.
I really love that.
That's good.
It's really funny.
As
I said a minute ago.
I thought it was an accident, but no, he knows. He truly does know how to edit footage. Holy shit. It's crazy.
You're able to edit footage, holy shit. I'm so sorry.
Cut out the bots, meaning that if somebody wants to make a video, they can make it whether there's bots or not, because there is simply not enough bots, and there will never be enough bots to actually be able to stop a creator from making a YouTube video.
Yeah, you should just say that 10 times really loud in the mirror and make
because of how miserable
like,
it is
knock
to
on
play
wood,
the game,
bro.
You think that people are just gonna stop wanting to do anything with TF2 just because there's some bots? No! If they can't play the game, they're gonna want to have content about the game, meaning that the content creators are probably gonna get more views. As well, it gives them an easy rant video that everybody's super pissed off at.
He's hit the nail on the head with like, he's not like super like. He's less optimistic about the
This
TF2
guy's
YouTubers.
a really,
feeler.
really big The What Show fan. I've seen, like,
I love that bottom
left
left video.
Videos in this.
Yeah,
That
what's
bottom
the
left
save
thumbnail is
TF2
like-
in a noose video? Like, what is that?
I've never seen that either.
Save
No
TF2
idea.
hung itself?
TF2 fucking killed itself.
Oh, that's Zesty Jesus' next video he's been working on, and we put a little sneak peek in there.
He's
the greatest video where we ring out save TF2 to dry. Great video.
I love the idea that
That's such
Zesty
a
found a
grim
random
fucking
YouTuber and
thumbnail.
sent the thumbnail to him.
That is insane to like warp it into the news. Who the fuck's who did that, bro?
Oh man.
He's not that optimistic about it though. He's kind of like
Is the implication that Valve is doing it because they're standing behind it? I don't understand.
No, I mean, Valve is
"You should
entirely
kill yourself
responsible for the
now."
state the game is in, so...
It's art. It's up for interpretation.
But is the implication that Valve killed it? Like, what are they trying to say with this piece of work?
No
They're
idea.
saying, "We hear you."
We'd have to see that's next podcast, right? We're gonna watch
Yeah,
whatever
next
this
podcast,
fucking
next
video
episode.
is.
Yeah, agreed. I like the idea that Valve is like whispering into Save TF2's ear, like, "We hear you."
Why was this guy on the bottom left mad about why was he mad that the item servers were down? That like the game was like really, really fun for like 2 days because of that.
He's
A
done.
lot of people cannot play without their hats.
Those people need to get a life.
He's
in my
done.
opinion.
He's done. Okay, he's done.
Of El Maxo torturing himself for 100 days straight, or Shonik getting rid
That's
of the
my
sniper
homie.
and realizing that the game is actually more fun. You can see Engineer and Heavy get balanced into the characters they are now, and a banana can teach you how to gamble. I was neglectful, and it's a little bit more than sad. But we can still be happy that they're so lenient with the community. One could say they're too lenient. I know that there are many...
Hey!
Hey, there I am.
It needed to be put on wax. If you're going to talk about TF2 YouTube, you got to mention Zesty Jesus. There's not anyone who's made a splash in terms of like the community discussion of TF2 and like talking about the game in a meta level in the last 5 years more than Zesty Jesus, I don't think.
I'm gonna call up Indy so he can yell at you guys for talking
I don't
too
think
much
anybody.
about
I don't think anybody.
How
Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? I mean, Dane was like 6 years ago. He was really talking about the meta stuff.
My homie
Nowadays,
Alan.
he's kind of relaxed. He's doing like.
Can you name one non-pedophile TF2 YouTuber who also has a Turkey Tom video? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I have
Turkey Tom video.
I have no comment.
I'm sure he did like a Macarex one, but you know that's for other reasons. Yeah.
Happy that they're so lenient with the community. One could say they're too lenient. I know that there are many complaints with a lot of the things that are being added to TF2, but regardless,
That is an adequate accurate description of Zesty's reputation and channel. I agree. Good job.
I mean, that's where a lot of my content shifted towards over the last couple of years.
Yep.
Because, you know,
I was like, that's the guy that complains.
No, that's how most people view me, and they don't ever bother to look into it. You know, oh, he just complains a lot. He hates the game and wants it to die, and that's what most people leave it at.
Yeah. Which is true, for the record. You do hate the game. You do want it to die.
It's so easy to love TF2, but do you have the courage to hate TF2?
I'm more indifferent, honestly.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, it really
just
doesn't.
making
But
shit
it
up, you're
sounded
just
cool in
saying
my
shit.
head, bro. Come on.
No, like,
but it's true. Like,
I don't
it's,
think
you have to. It's not true love if you're just like happily accepting anything that happens to this thing.
Well, no,
you're going to have things that you're going to evaluate the qualities of that thing, and you're going.
No,
to
of course, if
figure
you
out
genuinely
a more
care about
complex
something.
opinion.
Yeah, if you genuinely care about something,
That's
you're
what I
only
meant.
gonna
I
want
don't
the
know
best
why I
for
said it like a fucking Buddhist monk or something. That was stupid. But
if you genuinely care about something and want it to survive, of course you're going to be critical about how it's being handled. And it's shocking to me that no one else does this.
It's like,
why am I the only person in the sphere that does this?
Well, it's the whole, like, a bunch of people were like, oh, no one hates Star Wars, like Star Wars fans, and it's like, well, yeah, they like the thing, and it's not good now, so of course they're not happy about that. People who don't care about Star Wars are just gonna be like, yeah, I mean, I guess.
Like, why doesn't can I like I'm gonna fillet myself for a moment, but like, why does no one else say just what happens, right? Fucking summer of last year, the fucking update was broken, and you could not play the content. Like,
Zesty,
and then the following like Scream Fortress update, broken shit. Why does no one say this? They just immediately dive in and go, oh, this is great, this is fun, I love this. It drives me nuts that people aren't more critical towards Valve.
The people who are open and like reasonable and view TF2 from like a reasonable standard, most of them left like 8 years ago. You're only left with the people who are going to uncritically enjoy anything that gets added just because it's new shit, it's new toys. Like, that's who's left. You are the only one who like still cares. I hate
you're me, but you kept playing the game after they shitified it.
Because I love the game and it's fun and I can still get at it if I go to the right places, thankfully.
I admire your dedication.
Fuck! It's so frustrating. Like, it's not that hard to say, hey, maybe you should see if the content is functional before you put it in the goddamn game. Play test it for 5 minutes? Do something? You're a multi-billion-dollar goddamn company. Maybe you would like have the thought to make sure it's not broken, full of error signs before you push the update. The fuck is wrong with you? And no one says this. It infuriates me to no end.
I think you're just being a negative Nancy, Zesty Jesus.
Yeah, and that's what people do.
They literally just added prop hunt, and you're literally mad, bro.
You're complaining, and you're complaining.
I know, and that's what people do. It's like, oh, why aren't you just happy that TF2 is being updated anymore? It's like, yeah, it's like you used to receive really good quality food, but you're now being fed moldy rice crackers. Just be happy you're still getting to eat. Don't complain.
Zesty,
don't ask questions.
It's more like you're going to a carnival that like closed 7 years ago, and you're like still riding the rides because they still kind of work, but you're complaining that they don't have like the peanut stands anymore. Like, the peanut stand worker got fired 7 years ago. Like, this is not. But you can still have fun here. That's a false equivalence. No, that is how it works.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because what you're not acknowledging that this is a fucking multi-billion-dollar company that has infinite resources and manpower. That they could open the carnival again. They could hire 20 homeless people sleeping outside of their goddamn offices in Washington, put them on a computer to have them manually ban bots all day for minimum wage. And that would already do more than what they do now, which is nothing.
They could open the carnival again, but for some reason they decided they're not doing that. And so what that
nice job, Lucid,
is a moment where you're standing there and you're yelling at the peanut stand that's empty, even though clearly they're not reopening.
But motherfucker, the peanut stand is not empty. The game is still being like. Here's the thing. Like the proper equivalency is they're still selling peanuts, but they're not shelled, they're not cooked, and they're covered in fucking mold. And they're still offering as if though they are cooked and shelled and not moldy.
This is the new gold standard for TF2 discussion. We're going to refer to it as the carnival, and we're going to talk about content as peanuts. I expect everybody to abide by this paradigm going forward.
I love that. I love the out of context. Motherfucker, the peanut stand's not open. That shit kills me.
No, but the peanut stand is closed, and it's you know, they could be serving gum now. They could be serving M&Ms. They could be serving ice cream, but they're not.
Your metaphor here is not working for me, man. It's really not. It's like, oh my god.
Zesty clearly wants peanuts today.
Yeah, I fuck peanuts. I hate peanuts. I hate carnivals. I hate fun. I just want to, like, I don't know, bully people. I don't fucking.
You just want the carnival to be closed completely.
Yeah.
Also,
I think you're just mad at the new. It's more like you're complaining that there's like homeless people in the abandoned carnival. You're like, what the fuck? What's with these guys here? It's like, well, they've been here like longer.
What?
They've been here for like 3 years now.
This metaphor does not make sense. I'm sorry.
This metaphor makes all the sense.
This makes absolutely no sense now.
It's an excellent paradigm. You guys
metaphor
maybe
might
just
have
need
made
a little
sense
bit of time.
if I wasn't watching you play fucking Wordle for the last 5 minutes, but I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna be
It's a
real. The
peanut
best part
stand.
of this stream was that I got the random day of the year where the New York Times decided that breed was the Wordle of the day.
Oh, is that why
Wordle
people were saying
breed.
breed in your chat?
Yeah, because I was doing
Breed
Wordle while
is
you guys were
true.
talking.
Oh no.
Shout-
Like, I have just your chat window off to the side, and I don't have I have the stream up and
Context.
minimized.
Yeah, that's good.
Can't believe it. This is
Anyways,
terrible.
Back to Luigi.
Many other games get the plug pulled on them with no say at all from the
Loadout.
community.
Remember Loadout?
holy
You
shit.
have the problem of crappy business practices ruining what could be. To quote Socrates, it's a shame for
That's
a man
not
to
Socrates.
grow old.
That's not Socrates.
That's
Hippocrates.
That's not
You
Socrates.
spelled it
hypocrite.
wrong too.
You spelled
He's
you spelled
making
it
a
wrong.
joke,
You
but
s-
that's fucked up, and that makes me mad.
That's not Socrates.
Socrates, get it? Socrates.
Put some fucking respect on
Oh,
fucking
it's a
Hippocrates.
gag.
Democrates.
Yeah, I get it now. It was funny. He actually did it on purpose.
Without first
Congrats, that's a good
seeing
joke.
the beauty at which his body is capable. And so for TF2 fans, we're really fortunate. Now, that's not saying that content right now isn't peak. In many ways it is. And I don't want to seem like
Like a
I'm
5-year-old
just
video.
excusing and dismissing everything that Valve is doing. Valve is neglectful, and in every way, the community is currently pulling the weight of the game, and that is simply not okay. Valve practically prints.
I thought he
their
just
own-
said
They're
we don't
not
need
pulling
them.
the weight of the game at all.
Didn't he
If-
just say we don't need them anymore? What the fuck? What's the mixed signals here? We don't
Well-
need Valve. We're awesome without them. But this is
Well, he
not
said-
okay. Like,
When he said we don't need Valve, he did say kind of afterwards. So you know.
So
Fair.
I strongly disagree that the community is pulling the weight of the game. I guess in terms of the content that's being added, yes, it's been made by the community for the greater part of the past decade entirely. And beyond that, the game is free and the game is fun, therefore people will play it. I mean, that doesn't mean the community is what's keeping the game alive. It's just the fact that it is a good game and people will play it.
Yeah.
Like the content isn't what's keeping the game alive.
Yeah. It's
I think MSS Blue is what keeping the game alive. It's really good.
I think
I really
single-handedly,
love, that's not a
yeah,
joke.
it's
I
MSS
love
Blue.
MSS Blue.
Like I'd 1,000,000,000% agree with like we don't need Valve if it weren't for the bots, because then like the game would
Exactly.
work and you could
we
play
kind
it.
of need
Exactly.
Valve.
Like we need Valve
Like
to
we
get
need
rid
Valve
of the
because
bots.
the game is not fucking playable for half the goddamn day.
Yeah.
You know why?
Or
didn't they-
worse in different areas of the world.
Why didn't they just bring over Overwatch from CS:GO?
What?
That
The
would
Overwatch system from CS:GO, where if you're not playing the game, you can just go watch games and like kick cheaters. Like, that's awesome.
because
It'd be hard.
it's the problem with bots. It's far too ingrained and pervasive. Where a slow system like an Overwatch would not. It would work against cheaters in the long run, but not against bots.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
And even then, the Overwatch system wasn't super effective in CS:GO. It did work sometimes, but it would require for individual players to go out of their way and report people, which most people are not going to do.
I don't like some of like the Valve. What's the fancy like I'm a communist word? The apologia or whatever. Like when you write. Like, is that how you say the word? I don't like when they're like Valve is doing everything they can. The problem could not is this is as good as they can do, because it's clearly not true. No other game has like a problem this bad that makes this much money. So I find it really like even Shunik did a video where it was like, well, it's treadmill work, so that means they can't do anything. And
I fucking hate that excuse so much. 90% of the jobs on the goddamn planet are treadmill work. That is a non-excuse. It's bullshit. I fucking hate that.
They're doing fucking treadmill work for CS2 right now. They're doing the treadmill work, so it's like I don't.
Shout out to the lone Crunker player in the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you for being
here. Shout out
Shunik
though. That guy's cool. That guy's cool.
Yeah, the work is hard. Therefore, I want to do it. So okay, it's fine now. All right, we just go play video game.
I agree.
Fuck!
Well, that's Valve. They're literally just babies, just big babies.
Are we forgetting that they're like the big thing that Valve was famous for in their office was that Gabe Newell said we need like a giant ass kitchen and we need to serve big pink cookies every day. Like that's where their priorities are. They're literally the fucking cookies. You go into Valve and you're like, oh yep, I'm gonna work on video games. In reality, you're gonna go play shitty VR demo in Dota, and then you're gonna eat a giant big pink cookie. And then you're gonna go roll your desk around like a fucking moron, and that's gonna be your workday at Valve. This is the cookies and candy company we're talking about. They're not a video game company. They've been using Steam to just eat cookies, giant pink cookies, for fucking 15 years. That's what Valve does.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Too,
It really doesn't.
I'm not entirely wrong. I'm entirely correct. They're the cookies and candy company. They didn't even
make their hardware.
They didn't even make Half-Life Alyx. They had to fucking hire on the Campo Santo people to do that. They were making. You want to know why? They were like, "Oh, I would make the game, but it's hard. I'm eating a big pink cookie. Can we hire someone else?" And so they did that, and they made Half-Life Alyx. Like this is what they do. Those 300 billion whatever they make every year, that goes right into the fucking cookie fund, and that's not negotiable. They're not putting that toward fucking TF2 because TF2 isn't paying for their fucking cookies. It's Steam. So why would they put anything into anything other than the fucking cookie producer cash cow?
Dota, Counter-Strike, Steam.
Look, he's got a cookie too. That's so good.
Big pink cookie is Valve's motto.
No, and this just goes back to corporate bullshit. If you're offering
Valve
a
did
game,
make Half-Life Alyx, but it's they hired.
The people who made it are hired on. Yeah.
And this goes back to corporate bullshit. If you're offering a product as functional that you heavily incentivize people to spend money on, that product should be fucking functional. Why has no one sued Valve for this yet? You could very easily make a case for a lawsuit.
Valve. You know what Valve uses that $300 billion they make every year on? They use it on fucking lawyers. That's why. That's like the one thing Valve makes sure they have their ass covered on is they have lawyers everywhere on every continent.
Man, I don't know if someone in Germany can get $20,000 back because they didn't know what they were doing when they were opening cases. Valve's lawyers aren't that good.
$20,000 is nothing to Valve. They fucking piss that, bro.
That is
true.
They piss $1 million.
I think that's what we need to do to fix it.
It's another analogy, chat. It's another analogy, chat. Cookies are the word that Richter uses for lawyers. It's like the carnival thing.
Yeah, the carnival of the pink cookies and the peanuts. We're having a wonderful, delightful time.
No, and Richter, I think all of this entire tangent just goes back to the problem that no one says anything. No one says this. Everyone is either blissfully ignorant or just does not fucking care.
Well,
or they're burnt out. And for the love of God, more people just need to fucking say this. It's not hard.
Zesty, we're not in 2012 internet. It's not the day of the little guy on his own, PewDiePie alone in his room. We're in the age of networkers, and we're in the age where it's like the ick you get when you see Twitch streamers. It's very corporate and forced personalities networking for the maximum chance of success, to algorithmically boost themselves. And frankly, there's just no if you interact with Zesty Jesus, that's minus 40 social credit score in the TF2 economy. Me being on the stream means that somebody on Twitter is gonna put Shinigami eyes or whatever, and they're gonna say he was interacting with Zesty Jesus, and this is why he's evil. And that's why is because it's the entire ruling class of the TF2 YouTube whatever community. It's a bubble, and it's a bubble of people who probably don't like each other that much, but they like each other just enough because of their connections to just kind of pretend. And that's what you see on Twitch. Have you ever heard the catchphrase?
No, you're not wrong. No, you're right.
Have you ever heard the catchphrase? Wait, have you ever heard there's no friends on Twitch. There's only like future enemies. Twitch is the game of backstabbing. Like you're gonna network with people until one of them is accused of rape or they're accused of being racist or something, and that's when you turn your back on them and you steal their viewers. And that's what you have going on in the TF2 community. Except it's more pathetic because they don't even have audiences. So you just have a bunch of people scheming, and it's
Well,
it's
lucky
toxic
for me,
positivity.
I was never friends with these people in the first place. So.
Yeah, you were just in their videos.
Well, I mean, not really. Like, no one ever really speaks about me or interacts with me on YouTube or on social media unless they were doing the dogpiling years ago or more recently and what have you, right? Thankfully, I never had the pleasure of interacting with these people, so I never had to worry about them becoming my enemies. I had just been doing my own thing. So,
guys.
Yeah, well, I was always real to Zesty Jesus. Let the history books show. I was always a real Richter to him.
But no, and this isn't about me. I don't want to make this about me. But the problem is that we do have what I also view the TF2 vocal spheres to absolutely be a bubble, where if you're not within this circle of people, your voice will not be heard, and especially if you're a not savory or an unsavory figure, your voice will be stamped out. Either by
it's a giant, and I hate to use this phrase, but like a
let me finish.
Everybody's holding hands and they're going, if we all pray hard enough, we'll all be famous.
Richter, please let me finish.
Zesty. Yes.
They either stamp out not even dissenting voices, but voices they don't like by omission, or they scream loud enough over you to make you, to demonize the voice they don't like. And that happens everywhere on the internet. And it sucks that TF2 is such a small sphere of people where it's just so heavily amplified by a few voices. And it's incredibly frustrating. And it's incredibly frustrating to see these bigger voices not talking about the things that most people would want them to talk about. Like, fuck. Can you imagine if, because Twitter is nothing. Twitter's fucking peanuts compared to, the traction something can get on YouTube.
Peanuts. That's the word of the day is peanuts.
Right, so if you could just imagine for a moment, if someone with the social muscle of the biggest TF2 YouTube channels just plainly said, the game is fucked. I mean, of course, you can't swear. You got to be as wholesome as possible. But, the game is fucked. The game is broken. You can't play it for half the day.
Right now, guys.
It is not in a good state, right? And you don't sugarcoat shit. You don't make a movement out of it. You don't do a self-congratulatory circle jerk where everyone beats each other off about how much they love the game. You just say, everything is fucked, and you just say that on YouTube with a huge backing. My God, it would do leaps and bounds beyond
their fucking load. They blew their
campaign on Twitter
already. They blew their load with Save TF2. They tried to do a second one. It didn't even make it off the fucking ground, even a second.
Let's start dropping names. Let's make enemies.
Let's drop some names.
S4 videos.
Last time I dropped the guy's name, he kind of showed up in Lucid's comments, and I feel like he probably didn't like that.
It just makes me mad that people don't say the problem. It's like the house is on fire, but everyone keeps saying that they love the house and not the house is on fire.
We saved the city, SpongeBob. Also,
exactly, we saved the city.
Also, guys, I'm back. I just ate a cookie and then another cookie because of the cookie conversation. And then I went and actually got I remembered I had these really cool Japanese Little Debbie cakes. They're not Little Debbies, but they're the same shape.
You hungry?
And they were really good. I haven't eaten anything since 6 p.m. and it's 3 in the morning. So I thought
that's your excuse to eat cookies and candy like Valve.
Where do you live that it's
Look
3
at
in
you.
the
You're
morning?
acting. You're acting just like Valve. Instead of doing your job, you're eating cookies and candy.
Hey, maybe they're gonna offer him a job.
You think you have any? Yeah, they're gonna fucking hire you at this rate. You're doing exactly what you're accusing.
No, Richter. Do you have one of those cookie makers in your house?
No, I don't have one of those.
You don't have a cookie. I mean, some people call it like a significant other or like a partner, but I got one of those, and they make really good cookies.
I see.
Yeah.
Man, I could go for a cute Minecraft TF2 medic GF that will bake me cookies.
My cookie maker's currently shaking their head at me disapprovingly, so I have to.
Oh shit! I want my Fortnite wife to make me like a steak.
But yeah. Anyways,
we were watching Luigi or something.
We were watching Luigi.
Money. So I
don't
you
gotta change it
care
on your stream.
for their excuses. They have the money.
Oh, you got it.
They simply don't want to do their job. That's
just say that. Can people
Let's go, Dr. Derp Gamer.
Like, can the biggest fucking YouTubers in TF2 sphere just say that over and over again, please?
No.
That's it.
Team Fortress 2 is past the days of harmony that it has seen. And so
Why did he use Trickle-Down Balance by Uncle Dane to illustrate harmony?
I think he just pulled another big example of a video. I don't think it was specifically to reference it.
I know. It's just not the best video to choose for the word harmony, huh?
while many may call content now peak, and I wouldn't disagree, it means no less to admit that in every majestic mountain range there will be multiple peaks, but only one can stand above the rest.
No. We're fortunate to be able to look at TF2 and admit, wow,
what was this guy's idea to peak? He said 2015. I think that's fucking insane.
No, let's. I want to see where he's going. Be quiet.
I also want to know.
Its legacy is secured. TF2 had its peak, and by God, it was beautiful. But that's a statement that's a lot easier to say and a lot harder to appreciate or even accept. Sure, I can rationalize that we're lucky that we have community-led projects breathing life back into the game and creators making constant updates. But whenever I can't queue into a Koth map to actually be able to complete my contracts that I've had since Jungle Inferno because nobody ever queues into anything but Harvest, it becomes a lot harder to really appreciate.
And I know you're probably...
Yes, more people need to be saying this.
I love Dr. Derp Gamer. Based Dr. Derp Gamer. We need more of him.
And you know why he can say this? Because he is outside of the TF2 sphere. Mm-hmm. He's not involved in the TF2 sphere, so this is like plain as day to him.
It's just like Moist Critical and Mudahar and all the other ones. Like just
exactly. They were able to immediately hone in on the problem and cut out all the toxic positivity bullshit.
I'd get Dr. Derp Gamer on the show, Jeg. I'd let that happen. For the record.
Thinking that there isn't a game that feels properly adjacent to compare.
Why did he put My Sims Agents?
My Sims Agents. That was a good joke.
I tend to agree.
My Sims Agents is the closest thing to TF2 we've gotten.
Except for one game.
A game that has come under a lot of fire as of recent because of the scummy business practices of the game company.
And also breast milk.
A game that is well known for its character and its animations. And of course,
you put that in there for me.
Minecraft. I mean, it hasn't been doing so good since Dream posted that 2-hour-long video exposing things. No, I'm kidding. Am I kidding? So, unironically, whenever I was first writing this script, I was going to talk about Overwatch, low-hanging fruit. You know, it has its parallels, issues. If you want to see that doc, it's right here. I was originally going to say Minecraft as a joke. You know, haha, funny block game, dream. But there's actually some genuine parallels here.
Bro's about to do it. This is, I literally made the hard read from like 2 hours ago in the stream.
Yes,
Holy
you did.
Holy fuck.
Yes, you did.
I did it. I made a video about how TF2 and Minecraft were similar 3 years ago.
I made a video less than 3 years ago about it. It's a little bit different. Because I actually saw your video and I almost used it as evidence, but
let's see what he says.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Content, maybe even more so than Overwatch. Think about it. Minecraft came out only 2 years after TF2 did, and started off with much more simple commentary over gameplay, but eventually evolving and having a peak in content around 2015 before falling off because people weren't happy with what the developers were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it had a resurgence as people found new ways to use this medium. Like, come on!
Like he just does not acknowledge that COVID caused a resurgence in a lot of games on YouTube.
I think a lot of people
that is the primary driver.
I think a lot of people just take it for granted.
That's why he's Dr. Derp, okay? He's allowed to derp.
I hate you.
Let him derp.
I hate you guys so much. You guys
let man's derp.
No.
That's what he's here to do.
No.
There's something there. With Minecraft, it shows the discontent that comes from making half-hearted updates. Minecraft still releases major updates, but the general
it's exactly like TF2 because it's the same exact situation where the people who worked on it aren't there anymore at all. Like not even one of them. Is Jeb still working on it?
I think Jeb still works on it.
Jeb is still there.
Okay, but even then he wasn't there at the start, was he?
He was the first person to be hired.
Yeah, but still.
He was hired, I think, like.
I mean,
1.0
and what is he doing really? I mean, Robin Walker still works at Valve, but he's not working on TF2.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer
I
for you.
wonder what is Jeb's salary? What is he paid?
I don't know.
I'm sure he makes enough.
Let's ask him. He's the surprise guest to this podcast.
Come on,
bring him into the chat.
He's been waiting for the past 3 hours and 16 minutes.
He's gonna come in and he's gonna give his opinion on the cookies and fucking TF2 and
carnivals. I wonder what he thinks of the Wordle.
He'll be like, hey, we do that in Mojang too.
No, because Minecraft gets updates. The updates are just bad.
I'm slightly disheartened. I was hoping this video would at least mention TF2 Soldier. It's over, but I think I got cucked.
I for the record, I make fun of you in my video that we're gonna watch after the stream.
Really? What do you say in the video?
I don't actually say anything. I just put the thumbnail on screen when I talk about how creators have made mistakes in reference to TF2.
Well, I was right in that video. I just it was not the right presentation.
You delivered it very poorly. The message was there, but you did not convey it in a way that was palatable.
What can I say, bro? I'm young. I'm not perfect. Love will win. Is all I have to say.
Love will win. I agree.
Does this guy know that we've got like 100 people watching us talk about his video right now? I don't think he does.
I don't think he might not be awake. He seems like he seems like the kind of guy who's
talking to him right now in his Discord server, so he's awake.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Oh, you're. Oh god.
I was unaware.
Telling him his video's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that Mojang could definitely be doing more. Mojang is doing functionally the bare minimum, but unlike
Correct. Thank you. I need man. I need
I'm a drink, dude. He's old enough.
I need hashtag save Minecraft. Gosh, that fucking game makes me sad every time I think about it.
Hashtag it's not Minecraft.
It's not mine. It's not Overwatch.
I mean, at least you can play Minecraft and it's not plagued with bots.
Yeah.
At least you can play it whenever you want.
Minecraft's kind of the community is so like busy with its own like stupid drama every single day that they don't even talk about how fucked the game is anymore.
Yeah,
it doesn't even matter.
I like say, hey guys, the hunger system is kind of a mistake and we should go back.
Hey
and
guys,
everyone's like, whoa, whoa.
While I have an audience of other YouTubers, would you guys think that my Mrs. Blue video will do good?
I have no idea. I don't know the content of it. It really depends on market.
Well, is it like a good topic? PurpleColonel helped me write it, so he probably has good ideas of whether it's good or not. But do you think people will still watch an Mrs. Blue video?
Is it just an analysis of it?
It's about TF2, so the answer is yes.
Well, it's an analysis. It's a good one.
I
don't think anybody did it right. I don't think anybody did it right yet.
If you have something new to say about it, it's kind of like the FNAF thing where like everyone and their mother has talked about the lore.
You don't even need something new to say about it. So long as it's about TF2, people are going to watch it.
The What already did a video on it. The problem is the What show's video is kind of bad. He kind of doesn't get the movie, I think.
Thing is, it doesn't matter. People are still going to watch it. People can watch this a commentary piece about Mrs. Blue, and it could be the exact same message, just delivered slightly differently with slightly different editing, and people will still watch it.
My video is going to be very coherent, and it's going to be a Richter Overtime classic.
Zesty, I'm a little bit less cynical about it. I think that you need to say something of substance, but I kind of equate it to the FNAF lore thing where like every YouTuber on the planet has talked about the FNAF lore, but I still think that there's enough of differentiation between all of them for it to be like interesting to watch.
No, my point is that but most of the differentiation
FNAF lore, it's all like different. Like
guys,
they keep
the
adding more
banana
shit, so it's
banana guy is in chat. We should bring him in.
But lucid. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. the differentiation doesn't come from the content itself. It comes from the presentation and the person saying it.
No, I agree. But I also think that the ones that do like the best on YouTube are the ones where someone says something that like, oh, no one's thought about that. I think that's like in terms of things that go quote unquote viral or whatever, do really, really well in the algorithm. I think often that comes from sharing, and I think people share things when it's like, oh, I didn't think of that being said in that way or whatever.
Well, I don't think anybody.
Oh man, I view
interpretation that I've done, so I think it'll be a good video.
So I do agree. That if you present something unique and new that people didn't think about before, that is absolutely fuel for making something go viral. But then when I see a video, Richter, please.
Zesty. We're talking about my fucking video, bro. Come on.
No, I know, but we've moved on. But when and now you've made me lose my goddamn train of thought. Fuck. So I do agree that you need to present something unique and fresh in a video, and that is a huge catalyst for making it take off. But then I see absolute dreck outperform videos like that covering the same content, and to me it just completely invalidates that point.
Oh no,
it helps, but not all the time.
No, for sure. I just think that I think that when it comes to I agree. I just also like I don't like looking at it from that perspective where I'm like I look at like, oh, what can I do that's positive that will increase my likelihood of going viral, you know?
I think it's very compartmentalized where a video will do good for various reasons and it will take off, and it's its own compartmentalized thing, right?
That's
like a nonsense video is so compartmentalized, it's funny or what have you, entertaining enough, and then that explodes and goes viral. And then like a really thoughtful and intuitive video that presents something new is also going to go viral, but they're going on completely different roads. Right?
I agree. No, I agree. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to like put it into the box of other things I've seen that would go viral, like Richter's video. I'm trying to like find a mold to put it in, and yeah, I think that like Richter says things in a very unique way more often than not, so that's why I feel like if he talks about Emesis Blue, that combined with the fact that he's already talked about numerous other adjacent projects before, I think that his video is probably going to do really well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lucid. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, Zesty, you got to stop talking to me like a 4-year-old, man. It's not cool.
I'm not talking to you like a 4-year-old.
There could be hoes watching. It's not. You can't
he has a
be doing
point,
that, man.
actually.
Give me a little bit of a break here, man. You don't talk to me like this when we're making love, bro. You can't be doing it in front of the people.
Listen, we don't know words at that time, all right? We already established that ground rule.
Okay.
No words
Well,
during
they
love.
don't
No
have
words during lovemaking.
Okay. This is getting really weird, bro.
Look at. Regardless,
Starting
Minecraft is a great example of what would have happened if Valve went forward only giving half-hearted updates, as the content around Minecraft has really kind of stagnated.
Is that not what happened with TF2?
I was going the other direction. Boo. There's really good Minecraft content, and you're just looking at like, you're looking at the fact that it's popular, so therefore like the lowest common denominator, they make content for it. That's what that is. That has nothing to do with Minecraft is being handled badly, therefore bad content is made. It's because you have looked at the worst example. There is really good Minecraft content out there. Boo.
I agree.
Boo, bad point. Also, yes, you could argue the same thing has happened with TF2.
TF2 continues to get half-hearted updates, and people keep making mediocre content about it.
Yeah, he might not consider it mediocre, though, but I don't know how he
perhaps
square that one away.
Really going to it anymore, and it feels overdone and bloated comparatively to TF2, who still has a lot of videos being made about it that feel...
Yeah, but it's cherry picking.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's cherry picking because there are absolutely so many just good Minecraft things you could have pointed at just now. Like, nah, it bothers me.
But here's the thing too, right? It's much worse in TF2 because you cannot compare new content in Minecraft it is genuinely gameplay changing, not saying it's good, but it's new stuff that really changes the permanent state of the game. Whereas for TF2, you don't get any of that. So the whole stagnation of content is way, way more amplified inside of TF2 because people have been talking about the same shit for the greater part of the past decade. So you can show a really well-edited and written video, but it's not presenting anything new that most players didn't already know, unless you're hitting someone who is brand new.
Yeah. Also, this is completely unrelated, but I forgot something I wanted to say in like the tirade. I think it was around the time I started playing Wordle. I wanted to say, because someone, I forget if it was you or Richter, but one of you guys mentioned that like TF2 is a really good springboard for new content creators.
Yeah, that was me. That was kind of my genius insight. That was me.
So I wanted to kind of like
I'm just fucking around.
I wanted to shed some light on the fact that like I kind of knew that going into YouTube. I've talked about this before on stream, but I wrote an entire video about battle rap in the span of like at 7 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. Wrote it in like an hour. It was like 3,000 words. It was a lot. And then I finally went to bed and ended up never making it. And then I wrote TF2 video, made that. And the reason why I chose to make the TF2 video, not the battle rap one, was because I knew that people would watch the TF2 one, but people weren't going to care what I had to say about battle rap. But I also was cognizant enough to know that I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into TF2 early. So then like after I got a very small audience, I immediately started branching out into other things because I didn't want to like basically use TF2 and then cast it away like at a much later time. Yeah, it was just like a whole. It was a whole. When you guys were talking about that, I was like reflecting on like my own experience with that.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah, it is good because I didn't want to make I didn't want to fall into the trap of making like the same video 10 billion times, and because I just can't do that. Can't live my life that way. So
a lot of people can. Surprisingly,
I can't. No. I like talking about game design and stories and things. I don't like talking about, or I don't like making gameplay compilations and shit. That's not my thing. But yeah. Anyways, it was a little bit self-flatulating, but
I agree with everything you just said.
Thank you.
I wouldn't call it self-flagellating at all. It's just what you did, and it's just a good example of like, yeah,
Wait, hold
TF2
on.
is a good springboard.
Just one last second. Do you know the name of the Plague Doctor in Nemesis Blue, Lucid?
No, I've never seen the movie.
Okay, then I got something for you in this video.
All right, wonderful.
Because that shows me that even you like probably you don't know that. There's definitely stuff in this video people don't know.
I'm a horrible person to ask.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Nice.
Well, the What Show didn't know the name in his video, so.
Nice.
Interesting. But yeah. Overwatch bad, TF2 good. Haha, imagine dying, idiot. Team Fortress 2 is nearly 2.
He put on all the hats.
He has all the hats.
He's getting metagame going.
Ring pillar of hats.
Decades old, with content still being made about it frequently, and the future is not set in stone. The final ever game could be tomorrow, it could be in a billion years. Who's to say? Valve's given no indication that they're going to start caring again, and it's a very real possibility that we're living in the future of TF2. But I want to bring you back to a simpler time. The year 2015.
Oh my God!
Why is life was
No, I hated middle school.
The shitty games.
Why?
No, I hated middle school.
Why does everybody act like 2015 was the peak? Love and War is
Because
mad
it
overrated.
was, you fucker. You're
You
so
lost
wrong.
your
You're
fucking
so wrong
mind.
on this point. We went
Oh,
over this
you need
fucking
the
yesterday.
conga.
You're
The
still wrong.
conga was the fucking. You think
It's
the conga
because
was the
no,
fucking peak?
you're coping about it being 2009 being the peak because that's when you were a fucking baby and you liked being a baby.
Oh,
That's the
and
truth
what
of
were
it.
you
That's
in
the facts.
2015? What were you in 2015?
I wasn't playing this shitty game, okay?
Exactly.
Until
you fucking
2017.
dick. Talking about some
Fuck
shit you
this
don't even
game.
know about. You don't remember any of this. I remember 2015 and I remember 2009. I can tell you 2009 now.
I was a fucking.
Bitch.
I was almost done with my degree in 2015. Fuck me.
Yeah, Wheezy. Notice Wheezy in chat saying Love and War was dope. I never said it wasn't dope, but that shit is mad overrated, and you only like it because you're a Zoomer and you're not a real TF2 fan. Is what I would say if I was a really judgmental guy.
Guys,
that's
like
not what I
40 years
believe.
old.
But...
Guys, 2020 was the peak. That's when I started playing the game. So.
Dude, yeah, the Smithmas 2020 Warpaint collection with
that was
fucking
hype.
Oh my God, yeah, I love that content so much that I made videos praising it.
Yeah, I love those videos. Go watch those videos, guys. It's great.
Being turned upside down as his parents were just getting a divorce, and
What?
Hold on.
Is this a different video? What happened there? Oh no.
a kid's life was being turned upside down as his parents were just getting a divorce, and he was doing what everybody did in 2015, watching My Little Pony.
I watched My Little Pony.
But his brother showed him a game. It wasn't like anything he'd seen before. It wasn't like Mario or Minecraft.
This is his TF2
It had like
story.
blood and guns and stuff. And so you
Awesome.
know that whenever he got his tonsils removed, he was gonna guilt trip his dad into playing the game on the family Dell laptop. It was a potato, and I had to share it with my brother, which just meant that he only got it. And if I couldn't play it, well, the next best thing was watching it. I have really fond memories of watching Muselk unbox 100 crates, or watching Uncle Dane and thinking, yeah.
Not to like break into this really emotional monologue, because I actually think it's really wholesome, but wholesome chungus even, Richter. But
why is that directed at me? What do you mean by that?
anyways, I was talking.
No, I'm a little lost here. I want an elaboration why that particular thing was directed at me.
Isn't
like,
that
you're
You're the big Chungus guy.
In episode 5.
I'm the big Chungus
He
guy. What
doesn't-
does that even mean?
He doesn't remember.
What does
anything
any of
from
this
You're the
mean?
big
Wait,
Chungus
what?
guy, dude. What?
Don't read too much into it. You just
fuck did I do?
just accept that you're the big Chungus guy. Do not question it. Just
I'm so lost.
Anyway,
toilet.
Anyways, I was saying that that the dude, how is Musok opening crates not lowest common denominator content in the same vein as like the Minecraft stuff you scroll past?
Yeah, that was the peak of TF2 was 2015 when Muselk was opening crates.
Yeah.
Gambling.
That's what Wheezy TF2 remembers. That was the best part of the game.
Is what you would say if you're really judgmental, but you're not.
That's what I would say if I was a really judgmental
Yeah, but
and
you're
rude
not.
person.
So yeah, that's good.
But I'm not.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the best engineer, and it's gonna be super easy. I remember watching SFMs and genuinely being moved by them. Being an adult now,
Like as in like his chair moved physically while he was watching.
His chair shifted.
X+2 happened.
really makes me really appreciate all that Team Fortress 2 has done for me. When I look at the future of Team Fortress 2,
You know, Valve
I
really
can't help
appreciates
but
what
look at
Valve
the
has, or
past
what
and
TF2 has
see
done for
what it
them
has
because
done
it's funded
for
their cookies for 15
so
years.
many different people. What it's helped them through. How the only time that somebody actually stops playing TF2 is when they go to meet the soldier in person. I'm no psychic, and
Oh,
the future
man,
of the bot crisis.
I wouldn't have gone with that line, I won't lie.
I wouldn't have gone with that one either.
What?
That's
I get it. It's
I wanna-
pulse. It's like I get it, but I wouldn't have gone with that line.
I would have, yeah, that would have gone. That would not have gotten.
And they go to meet. Is he saying like when they die? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
He's making a joke.
It's
like
not a joke.
pun.
It's not. It's. He's saying like people
a
don't
play
stop
on
playing.
words.
People don't. TF2 never leaves people until they die. That's what he's saying. Yeah. Play
I'm
on
just gonna
words.
say the fucking Star Fox community doesn't jerk themselves off over how sad they are that the fucking
Yeah,
Peppy actor
there's
died,
no
you know?
there's no one
Like,
going,
honestly,
guys,
it's
do a
really
barrel
just
roll
the-
is dead. Do a barrel roll
Yeah.
is dead. They don't do that.
Are we
It's
sure?
only fucking
Normal.
TF2 people. I don't like it.
Are we sure? Are
I'm
we sure
pretty
that
sure.
doesn't happen. That sounds like something
I
that would happen.
I got people I could ask about that, but I'm pretty sure. I don't think they care anymore.
Is in fact really grim. With no help from Valve in sight, many would say it's over. But
That's a
It's
Richter.
over.
Wait, did he put it? Wait, did he put it? I missed it. Wait, I
waiting
missed
for
it.
it.
I
He
missed
didn't put
it.
it up there, I don't
Did
think.
he put it?
But
Oh,
he said the line.
damn it.
many would say it's over. But for fans of the game and viewers, we know it's not over.
So not Richter.
Something only really dies whenever its name is forgotten. And you can trust me when I say that won't happen for a long, long time.
You lowered your mic.
I like Luigi. Looks like he's about to kick Link in the head on his
Wow,
desk.
no, it's over. Even though that was clearly the greatest thing that happened to TF2 that year.
Well, how could the peak have been in 2009 if the best thing that ever happened to it happened in fucking 2023?
I made that image in
then, huh? How
2009,
about that?
PurpleColonel.
What? I don't believe you. I don't think that's true. I'm gonna need to
That's,
see
that's
that.
not
when I was 5 years
falsifiable.
old.
That's not
Fucking bitch.
falsifiable.
That's
It
the
could be
case.
sourced.
Worst year of
That was
TF2.
a
So
a
full of
good
shit.
video for what it was. I can't be mad that a guy who's making like a very normie lens view about TF2 doesn't have like the most autistic knowledge or whatever. Like it was a good video for what it was.
I mean, here's the
agree.
thing, right? It wasn't like a normie view. He has obviously been playing since 2015, and thank God, one, he has the balls to put his own face to the camera, and two, has the balls to actually say, "Hey, the game is fucked, and Valve
That's
needs to
fucking
do it." and
ugly
it's pathetic.
shaming. Some people don't put their face on camera because they're fucking ugly and they know it. Okay, it's not.
Beauty
it's
is
not
in the
out
eye of the
cowardice.
beholder. What are you, fat shaming, ugly shaming? What are you doing?
Well,
How dare you?
Zesty, look
fat
at
shaming
you.
myself
You are
right now.
literally 6'7". Okay, nobody is.
Height
Yeah, you
doesn't
don't have to-
translate into my webcam.
You don't have
It
to
does
deal with
because
being an ugly
there's
guy.
photos
Okay.
of you being very fat, and it's like you look like a normal guy because of your body size. So it's like you get to win.
What?
You just win no matter what, bro. You could be an extra 100 pounds. You would still look normal.
No, I'd look fat because I was there. I remember it, and that was not a happy part of my life when I was overweight. I felt miserable, and now that I'm in shape, I feel great, and I recommend people take care of their bodies.
You could have gone live as 100 pounds heavier Zesty, and nobody would have cared.
Probably not. I don't know. Who knows? But then again, I didn't really start showing my face until a few years ago.
Yeah, that's Zesty Jesus for you.
What do we think about Dr. Dope
He's
Gamer?
gonna put a return stamp on it.
No, I think this video was good.
I
This
also
video was
think
really
this
good.
video was really-
The writing was solid. The editing needs work, but Good.
You guys were tearing it apart with the editing before I got on.
The editing
there were little
the
bits
editing,
that were weird.
Yeah, the editing needs serious work.
And just whenever he's putting a clip on and there's sound playing behind it, that's no good. But that's like one problem. It just
you guys are going, Jesus, put a drop shadow on your fucking text. What the fuck?
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I said please put drop shadows in your text. It just makes it easier to read.
That's correct. Yeah, this is probably the third best video we've covered, like in its entirety.
Yeah, it's good.
And are we gonna make a tier list one day of all the
content
that would be
UFR videos?
That would be fun to do on like episode 50 if we get there.
What are the other two you have in mind?
Yeah, you mean when?
I should make a video just for you guys to react on here, and it'll be the best video ever created.
I'm gonna work on my TF2 video for this too. For this fucking podcast.
Solely because of the editing, Tony, I put the What and Fish's videos above this. Not actually because I'm friends with them or know them.
Wait. Which the What video is better than this?
TF2 isn't the same anymore. I think
you are out of your mind.
I think it's better than this just because
this
solely
video
because
is
of the
a
editing.
lot better than that video.
I don't think so. If the editing were better, then maybe we could talk. But the editing is too crucial to the presentation.
What did the
of
What
video.
Show even say in that video?
We're not doing this again. This is just episode 5 again.
God.
We're just going.
I remember this podcast is really about the overall quality of the video.
Yeah, we can't. I can't just give him points because his editing was bad. Like that. Videos are, dare I say it, a visual medium, and that's important.
The only
The Watch Show
problems with
weren't
the
too
editing
busy
were
playing
audio.
Overwatch right now. He'd be so mad. You'd be hearing this.
Well, the Watch Show will get sent the clip of me talking about him, and he'll hear it. I know he will.
I'll have to stop playing Overwatch first. He's literally playing Overwatch right now. I can see
Bring
it.
back episode 5. Wheezy TF2 is in chat. We could bring back episode 5.
You know,
do a rerun.
I don't think so.
Okay, Lucid, I think I have to disagree with you. I think this has been the best video we've watched on the channel on the show so far.
See, look at this guy parroting my opinion that I just had.
Well, no. Well, like, while the editing is obviously very important because it is, like you said, a visual and audio-based medium. If the video is coherent enough, the editing was distracting, yes, but the overall message and like subject matter was very well presented and pretty good, with very few bad points, none misinformed, no flat out lies or misinformation, like all fairly accurate and well read. It was good compared to pretty much any other video we've seen on here so far. I think I'd put this at the top for that reason.
I don't know. I think Big Citrus cooked.
If we're talking about how entertaining the person was, Big Citrus is at the top, and there's no competition. But yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. I think that it's important to. I think it's really important to value when someone puts enough time into making sure their editing is. I don't know. I think I'm viewing it like entirely. I think it's viewing it entirely objectively.
This video is much more well crafted than the What Show's video was.
I also think that the What Show probably took a bigger swing, with the topic, and then but what's the word? Conversely, Dr. Derp Gamer took let me
15 years of history.
No, let me finish it. The Dr. Derp Gamer took a bigger swing with his editing, and I think they both missed. So however you want to measure that, however you want to.
No, I agree.
Yeah, however you want to measure that, I don't know, but yeah.
Okay. That's a good way of viewing it, actually. I apologize for hounding you.
No, it's okay. I just yeah. That's basically how I feel about it. All in good fun though. I think that everyone's video that we've covered on here is not perfect, and that includes Zesty's video. So we could throw that. in there.
No one is perfect.
Yeah, no one's perfect. And yeah, all three of those videos are far from the word. Like, there's a decent. I think we'd all agree there's a decent chunk of distance between those 3 videos and everything else.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Like there's a massive distance.
Yeah, we're arguing over centimeters when there's miles gap between those 3 and everything else.
Yeah, like we've gone over videos that I'd consider to be 0 out of 10. Like there is nothing here. It is a wasteland.
You know what? I liked this guy's early 2010s Nintendo YouTuber swag. It was charming.
I also like that. Have you seen this?
That's not early 2010s. This he's doing Scott the Woz. Okay, that's modern era.
No, but
that's not modern.
No, that's not. Scott the Woz's style isn't modern. Scott the Woz is almost a parody of the early 2010s YouTube stuff.
Yeah, but he made it his own. I know this guy's doing that. So
I think no, I take this in a completely different direction. I will keep praising this guy for putting himself in front of the camera and establishing his person as, you know, the focus of his channel.
Yeah.
I think that takes, again, a huge balls that most people don't have, and he needs to keep going.
I agree. That was cool. I was gonna consider doing a tier list, but we've been going for 3 hours and 41 minutes. So, and I wanna release my video. So I think we'll probably call it.
Hell yeah.
Next week I want to do the Breadman's video about MVM rewards. By the way, that's my plan for next week.
About MVM what? You cut off there.
MVM rewards.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a video about how MVM rewards ruined MVM. And I want to ideally get Zesty on for that. So
sure.
Or not Zesty and Wheezy, both of you. But yeah,
Lucid, it's going to be very funny to watch you do the Stalin image to this stream and remove the what's name and him from the thumbnail and put me in there instead.
No, I'll just keep it. I've kept it for all the other ones. I haven't changed a single thumbnail so far. So for instance, last stream we were supposed to have PurpleColonel and Wheezy, and neither of them showed up, but they're still in the thumbnail like they were there. So.
Yeah, you started the stream at like 7 a.m. and it's rare I'm up as early as I was today. Honestly.
I was up early. I was up before PurpleColonel, and it's still.
You're always going to be up earlier than me. That's not hard.
Yeah, Lucid, greatly appreciate the 2-hour delay with the start today. It eases a lot of the eye-watering hours for all of us, even though it's like crack of dawn for you.
I'm sure, and I'd rather give you guys an easier time and us a harder time. Or at least me a harder time. Alan didn't consent to this. This is just kind of hoisted upon him.
I think I mean I'm cool with getting up early. I've done that my whole life, but whatever I think is the most comfortable for everyone is good. So
yeah. Anyways, I think we'll close out stream. Yeah. Talk to you all later. Enjoy the video. You guys should all be hustled into the premiere right after the stream ends. So
subscribe to Zesty Jesus.
Yeah. Subscribe to me and watch my fucking HD model video, okay? Please.
This is TF2, kids, bro. You can't.
Bye-bye.